ABC. It's all that you need for the holidays.
I think basically every single one of our listeners has gone into an ABC at one point.
I've already gone twice.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Just to get stuff that I needed to make like little get-togethers better. You know, this is the time of year when you do go to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits and you load up on all of the cute little cocktail napkins, all the little mixers you need. If you don't have the right kind of grapefruit juice, well, you screwed up.
Yep.
They got it all.
And when you
everything you need.
100%. And when you're there, get their proprietary brands that they have, like their 1941 vodka. It's great.
It's a good vodka, man. I really enjoy that, especially if you're, making a big batches of cocktails, maybe making a spicy punch for somebody.
Yeah.
We're tequila people, so I will be driving by there to get some tequila for Andrea. But they have everything, and one of the things that they specialize in is Florida craft beers. Not just craft beer, but Florida craft beer. They're family-owned. They're based in Florida, so they like to try and work with your Florida brewers.
Absolutely. They like Mike's Weather Page, Hurricane Hunter IPA.
I forgot about that beer. That is a very good beer. But yeah, they got all
It's hard
of
to find, I know, but...
especially now, I don't think they're making it anymore. But okay, we got another side too. The humidor. There's a cigar component to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, and we work with them hand in hand, and we have codes for both. So if you're on the liquor and beer side and you need something great, we got a code for you, and that's TDABC.
Yep, and that's for social media. If you make a post and just take a picture of what you bought or yourself in front of the store, hashtag TDABC. We pick one person each month and randomly send them a prize.
All kinds of crazy stuff. Gift cards, merch, all kinds of great stuff.
And for the humidor, if you know that if you like cigars or you know someone that likes cigars, you want to get them a gift, the humidor.com is perfect. And we have a promo code for 15% off your purchase, just using the promo code Tom and Dan at checkout.
There you go.
It's easy. So TDABC or at the humidor, promo code Tom and Dan.
Not that anybody will listen to this and not to extend the commercial, but I just, mid-sentence of this commercial, I realized how confusing I made all of that. We try so hard to give you guys like codes and things to help you out that we have like 90 different codes we have to say. And I'm sorry for that, but not sorry because you're going to benefit. It's ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Always be celebrating.
Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey! So what happened to you this week? How are you doing, buddy? Welcome to...
Hold on.
Is it? No, you know what it is? It is Titty Friday. Welcome to the first ever official Titty Friday.
Whoa.
Well, up to this point, they've only been TD Fridays, but welcome to the show. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. Samantha's here.
Hey!
That is not Butler on the couch that's been stung by 1,000 bees.
Yes.
EJ.
Damn.
Yes. Wolf Boy Butler over there.
Anyway, I'll just...
You look like Jerry Garcia's unfortunate special needs son.
I said I look like a fat, tall dwarf when I was having sex with my wife earlier.
You have a Jerry Garcia thing going on.
You are Barry Garcia.
Oh, special Barry. You're special Barry Garcia.
Anyway, Butler quit the show.
What? When that happened?
What?
Michael Jackson
the whole
did.
story.
I've been gone a couple days.
Michael Jackson quit the show.
The whole story is going to be on Monday's BDM show. So if you want to hear it, we're not talking about it today. But
We're going to have some fun today.
And it's the most bizarre thing you've ever heard.
Yeah, so there it is. We got that to look forward to.
What happens next?
Yeah, what happens next you will love.
So
Let's
that's
get back
why
to old special Barry over here. What's he doing here?
My suspension's up.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, oops! I've been booking people in your time slot.
Oh no!
Might have to move you around a little bit.
Oh, I know.
Samantha did say, like, oh, it's bothering EJ that someone's
You missed
paying.
a couple weeks, yeah.
It's not bothering me. I thought, like, I gotta say, it made the week fly by.
It did make it better, huh?
It made it fly.
Yeah.
I mean, this week.
I don't know. It's been a weird week.
It has been a weird week, but I would
Last
say
week wasn't bad, though.
I would say if it had been this week with Nerd Jock, oh man.
Oh.
But without it was just what I needed to actually make it through this week. Okay, I feel like so. I appreciate you giving up your bit.
So
Paid for my tags.
Yeah, you got paid, right?
Yeah, I paid for my tags.
a couple things. We have some new Christmas merchandise on TomandDan.com. Tonight at 6, our brand new Christmas ornaments will be released. Everybody who bought the stockings.
These weren't supposed to be real.
Well, they
This
have
was a joke. This was me fucking with Tony
Yeah.
Palmiotti.
He came through.
He always does, though, right? I mean, like, the dude, you give him something to do, but I love giving him, well, it was my version of your impossible task, and apparently I fucked it up, because it's totally possible to get Chinese people to make dick ornaments out of brass and then ship them in a shipping container. I don't know how did he get this, and I can't get a PlayStation 5, but we can get dick ornaments made out of real brass.
I can't even show them on Twitch.
No, you can't even
Who's
show
gonna
you
buy
what it
this?
is. You have to buy it sight unseen. You have to buy it like a bad Craigslist deal. And how come
when they showed up, I was like, "Who is going to buy this?"
There are
you can't even hang this on your, but you can't hang it on your tree. Nobody.
You put a disclaimer on the because they're in the stockings as well,
Yes.
which I think are probably sold out.
Not
by now.
for the kiddos.
But
he
we
said.
had to put a disclaimer on there that it was for this is rated X.
Yeah, how come? I mean,
and you claim that you could. They're like
Dog bones?
No,
These are not.
There's
veins.
claimed?
There are veins.
Who claimed? I didn't claim nothing. Were you talking to me?
You said that, like, oh, you're going to barely notice that they're dicks. That like they blend in.
Well,
they're camouflage.
you're
dicks.
saying me? I didn't draw it.
No, but I'm saying they're obviously dicks. 100%.
And they're spraying cum out of the top.
Yeah, there's no denying
It's
what's
not.
happening.
I didn't want to say that
No
part,
one's
but we
gonna
might
buy
as
it.
well. Yeah, it's two, and they're two matching. It's a pair of dicks.
Have
It's
you
like,
met some of your listeners? that
It's
buy
like
that
angel's
shit?
wings, and then out of the top of it is a blast of jism that it celebrates the birth of Christ.
Well, you can't put it on a tree if you have kids.
Turn it around.
If you get enough ornaments on a tree, you can do it. You
Put it
should
all
see
the way
our
at the
tree.
top so they
You know
can't
what?
see it.
Kudos to EJ for being
Yeah,
cooler than you, because you're like, I draw the line here, and EJ's like, I think I can pull it off.
My wife has like our tree completely covered in ornaments. If you put it in there, you're not finding.
You're gonna put one on there?
We have Mr. Hanky in our fucking
Yeah, but-
tree. We got a piece of shit in our tree.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, but that's cartoony, and this is too
Is it
golden.
graphic?
It is
Oh,
graphic.
well,
Do you have
You
any
can't
extras?
show it on Twitch, so
I don't want to get a
Yeah.
strike. And then next thing you know, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Then next thing you know, we're like
bits.
Dan Cummins. You've seen that. Dan can't
we're gonna
even
talk to him
he
soon
can't
about
even
that.
do his Time Suck podcast on YouTube because the content gets flagged or whatever. And then I got SBK got flagged for saying something about COVID. It wasn't even anything controversial. I think he just said, I am at risk because of my kidney transplant to COVID. And then they're like, oh, strike. It's like, okay, well, that's not a reality of the guy. That's a real thing he deals with.
Yeah.
But,
we do live in a bizarre world
weird,
where
man.
we
If you
went.
say something true, you can get in trouble.
Well, where computers are flagging this stuff, so it's all automated.
Have you
so
ever
they're
thought
just,
about that getting high? That we've always said the computers, we're like, when are the computers going to take over? When they're going to take over? We're actively letting them be our sensors, so they're kind of in control right now, right?
You know what's
That sounds like a hippie shit.
algorithm.
But you know what
Gotcha,
I mean?
yeah.
What's interesting is it went from like crazy humans, and I'll explain. Like,
Wait, are we talking dick ornaments or robo?
No.
stuff?
Like, well,
Where are we going?
I'm talking about like
Calling the FCC people.
censorship, right? Like FCC used to censor radio and television, but the only people that ever complained were your competition or crazy people that thought the radio was coming through their teeth or whatever.
Right.
And or like listeners of another show that wanted to get
I
another
think
show
it's
in
just to
trouble.
make it easier and save money is all I think it is. I think it's like we can get a computer to listen or to...
And you used to have to submit a complaint through the whole process. It was bullshit, antiquated. You wouldn't even actually get in trouble for it for years later or whatever. And
the
then,
only letter of intent I ever got about anything I said from the FCC was 3.5 years past the time I said it.
I'm not joking.
That's real
Timely.
facts.
If no
That's
one-
real facts. Like, I got an LOI for saying that I would, quote, and I still remember the quote, snort coke off a woman's ass. or a hooker's ass. That was the
Right.
quote I said. It's not even a bad. It's not even like you can say that, but it got flagged. And an LOI is a letter of intent from the FCC. And we got one at Real Radio, and I still have it somewhere. I'd love to scan it and show you guys. It's cool. It's scary.
It's interesting, but it was all monitored by humans, right? They like the FCC. Used
that was real.
They used to let the listening audience do the work, where it's like they monitor it, and then they'll send the
Tapes.
complaint. And they have to send the
Fucking
tape or
tapes,
whatever.
dude. Tapes.
And if no one catches it, then you could say whatever the hell you want on radio. We've actually forgot to edit out "fuck" before, and it went out on the radio. It's been long enough.
On ACT,
remember that.
On ACT.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, we've done it this year at least once.
Yeah. And then
I'm not going to tell you when.
And
You
then
can
when it
find
happens, our listeners tell us, they're like, "Hey, fuck!" We're like, "Shit."
Yeah, don't post it in the group, though. Email one of us. Jesus. I hate when they narc on us in our own group.
I like the idea of Tom. It's usually Evil Eye. Shout out to Evil Eye, one of our oldest listeners and BDMs, one of our first guys.
He's the only one that listens to the radio.
Yeah,
by the way.
he is. He'll be like, "You guys left fucking." I'm just like I'm doing shit. I'm driving over here.
Yeah, Daniel's anxiety goes through the roof, and
I'm crying.
And then
And nothing ever happens.
For sure.
it's like FCC T-Rex is looking at us. We all just freeze. We're just like, hold, and then we don't hear anything. We're like, no,
Okay, we go.
He's gone. He's gone.
Even though that's not, we don't even know how it works. Anyway, we went from that to goddamn computers and some algorithm doing it where they're obviously it's off because it's just, I mean, Dan Cummins is talking about some serial killer or some horrible shit. He's
But it's
not
real
saying
shit. It's real shit that happened,
Yeah.
and he's just, relaying what happened.
and then I don't even know why it's getting
There's certain
flagged.
keywords that, like, if you say Nazis
Well,
or the Holocaust,
I
if you
will
do a lot
say-
of that combination of those words,
Yeah, but what
then
if you're
you'll get
talking
flagged.
about the
Historical
Even
Nazis
if you
and
tell the
Holocaust?
truth, they'll still flag it, but then it still gets reviewed.
And Dan's
after.
other
it has to get
show-
reviewed by a real person.
But Dan's other show is
Bullshit.
We Dumb.
Yeah,
I
it's stupid.
believe Paisley, his his partner in crime on that, does the entire show with his cock out. So that's another reason why they were flagged.
Anyway, those dick ornaments will be up tonight at 6.
You're going to break it? Get a little sentimental about the dick ornament.
And we're going to have some other stuff available, especially next week. BDMs will know first. We send out, we never plug this, but we have a texting service that if you're a BDM, you could text our show number, which I don't even know it, but it's
Is it
on our.
844 something?
No, that's the call number.
No, is that number?
It's
number, isn't it, too?
1-844-TOMNDAN. Yeah, it's the same one. I forgot that we put the vanity on it.
And if you text the BDM to that number, that's how you can get into our texting service. And then anytime we release new merch or stuff,
Yeah,
that
you'll get a little text first, and we'll let you know. Or sometimes you get a link, I believe, and it goes right to it.
Yeah,
So
you just got to text the word BD or the letters BDM to 844-866-6326, and you get added to the list.
And we've got some new villain collaboration stuff coming out next week. New Tom and Dan belts. We've never done belts before, but we got those. We got bandanas.
There's a reason.
How
we've
big
never
is the
done
belt?
belts before.
I need like a 48,
It's,
50-ish.
They're less like belts. And they're more like those.
33.
They're more. You ever been riding around? You ever been riding around Central Florida and you see those huge spools of cable? That's what they are.
Okay.
Massive cable spools.
The BDM mesh hats that Daniel's
I love that hat.
Those look pretty cool.
Yeah, well, it's fully mesh, so you can wear it to the theme parks and not sweat. You can wear it on a motorcycle; it won't blow off. It's pretty awesome.
We've got tiny bags you could use for dop kits or makeup bags
It's
or
the
drug
Tom
bags.
and Dan tiny bag.
Yeah, yeah. And so all that stuff will be available on our site. We're doing a little different this year, or Villain's going to get us the stuff, and then Eric's going to put it up. So it'll all be on TomandDan.com. Look for that stuff next week. And if you want the dick ornament, which I don't know why you'd want that, but it's going to be on tonight.
But I do got to give Tony. I got to give Tony some love for
It's so
executing
bad.
something stupid that I said in jest. And give me a little bit. Let me see. I'll check it out. And then, sure enough, it took
makes
one
it happen.
conversation. It sounded like that. Next thing you know, dick ornaments. They're beautiful.
Oh, and also thanks to Richard for reminding us about the Barbershop Quartet segment and to make that a cartoon. And we're going to get that to Swervy to make a cartoon.
Yeah, that
and
was
if you
the
think
Why not, right? We should
That
curate.
was the best.
I mean, that is a moment, and this is what we were talking about. Like, and thanks again to Richard. I'm glad you remembered to say that, because it's a moment in time, and you and I were talking about this, that will never. And the circumstances,
can't replicate it.
You can't, because those guys were cool about it. They could have just as easily, one of them, could have been like listening to it or heard it and been like, "Oh, you think it's funny to mock a person who fought to make you free? Could have been like that."
I could have not let the breathing bother me, like if I was a true professional, and just kept on going.
Through.
I mean, maybe there's a part of me that day that I'm like, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah. You pull back, but it was a perfect storm.
It was the perfect storm.
And
man.
anyway,
it all
was
came
fantastic
together.
to listen to live.
Menifee.
we're gonna get Swervy Jones to animate it for us, so it could live in a cartoon database, which we have hundreds now.
And we just released a really special one this week, starring comedian Ari Shafir. And you can do us a huge favor by sharing that and link him in it. We need to get him sharing it. He needs to see it. Put it wherever you can. Sharing those type of things and getting people on board to watch what we do really helps out, because then maybe they'll trickle down and end up downloading or being a BDM or finding us on Twitch. I mean, we're just glad to have you guys, hanging out with us.
100%. And if you're not a BDM or you haven't checked your status in a while, just go on tomanddan.com and you can check your status or sign up.
Update some stuff on there, your credit card info.
Because we are doing BDM Appreciation Week the beginning of next year.
I feel like we're going to be able to. I feel like we're coming back. I feel like it feels a little more normal,
as far as the pandemic.
I know Omicron or Rami, who's it? Abercrombie?
Yeah,
I know that thing's, but
seems like every virus is just keeps mutating right now.
Yeah.
This is
like
probably never going to end.
It's just like Marvel Comics, right? It's like Spider-Man. You got Spider-Man 2099,
Spider-Man.
Black Spider-Man, Latin Spider-Man, Spider-Man that has a pig. Same thing.
How do you feel about the virus?
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm going to get my booster shot.
What's your take on the virus?
I'm getting my booster shot next week.
Vaccines. Where are you on the spectrum?
So I went to the weed doctor this week.
I went to the weed doctor.
And me and Samantha.
Two old men.
That was weird as hell.
Two old men. Two fucking old. That's why I like you, buddy. Hey, I'll go see Ari and almost get corona with you anytime.
Right, let's go.
So
I thought that was the cartoon. When I first saw the ad for it, I was like, "Uh-oh."
I had a nightmare that you got it and died.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
And I blame myself for the rest of my life. I was like, you invited him to go see this stupid comedian.
No, I would. But I told you to invite him.
No, I know you did.
Man.
But you hate
now I'm in on
I'm going to haunt both of you, but I don't believe in ghosts, so it doesn't matter.
I seriously had a nightmare. Nightmare, and then I woke up, I'm like, oh my God. Like,
you killed me?
Him. No. And then your wife's like, I wouldn't have nothing he would have never been there. Never been there.
So, me and Samantha's recommendation end about the same amount of time. Just for the people that don't know, your recommendation lasts 7 months. Your weed card lasts 1 year.
Right.
Good job, whoever designed that.
Hot dogs and hot dog buns.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's a money.
It is what it is. Yeah. It is hot dogs and hot dog buns.
And we've been talking about it for a long time. True Leaves are a great sponsor. And by the way, we're giving away some BDM front license plates with the new True Leaves.
They're metal.
Submissions.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're cool.
I mean, these things are really, really nice. It's actually that and the hat were the things that
the bucket hat. Yeah.
Yeah,
we're just about out of those. Like I went through 500 of them. Our listeners like weed.
Jesus Christ.
I saw
What a
BDM.
surprise. Your listeners like weed.
Yeah. We knew. We're like,
That's why we need to get a sponsor ASAP.
We've got some marketing for you. I wish there was just a general food sponsor. I wish Dr. Food would sponsor us.
Tom and Dad, sponsored by Calories.
Anyway, so me and Samantha's recommendation end around the same time, so she always reminds me. Thank God, because
Did you
for
do
sure
that on purpose, so you have like your wife. You're his weed wife.
I think that was on purpose.
You're the weed wife.
I'd show up.
The first time we ever went, we went together, basically. Different cars, but we went to the same office because our appointments were back to back. We went to the same office. We sat in the waiting room together.
Oh, what a baby.
You better get paid as his assistant.
I should, right?
Oh, well, you got to absorb someone else's salary.
No, it's kind of...
I only want the
I know.
CBD, the THC to a hospital, babe.
No, it's like following the Coast Guard to the Bahamas. Like they're already going. I'm just following it. If I start dying, I help. They're right there. That's all
around, help.
I would have to shoot a flare gun.
I need the key code to get in the door. I can't get in the office.
I just follow Samantha to where, and if I need help, I'm like, help, I fell down.
You don't think she's going to think that's creepy?
No, she'll help me. She's a good person.
I had to help him book the appointment.
I knew that was the case.
God.
I'm pretty sure you made the appointment, not.
I mean, it was over his shoulder, basically telling him what to do.
I'm pretty sure that anybody who has their card now has become apparent that this whole bullshit
is a fucking racket.
Everything's a scam.
I mean, it's not a scam. It's just a facade for us to get buy legal weed.
It's definitely not a scam, but some of the formalities they make you go through are
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
We all did great on the telemedicine. We're only in there for 5 fucking minutes. Just keep the telemedicine. We don't need to go to these goddamn offices.
Telemedicine was actually more prompt, and I actually talked to the doctor more because
they were on time.
Most of the time, when I go and do the physical appointment for my weed appointment, the doctor is normally spending the rest of the time doing some sort of clerical shit, looking for something in her purse. No, this guy, when I did telemedicine, it was 5 minutes. He's like, "Is it working?" He's like, "It says here," and then he goes at the bottom. He goes, "It says here," and this was cool. He's like, "It says here that you have back pain." It's for back pain, but I see that you don't have topical. Do you want me to add topical for your back pain? Oh, thank you. Yes, please do that. It was a good thing I needed.
Yeah, you don't even need a doctor.
Just give me everything.
No. I mean,
do you like weed? Yes. Give me the card.
I mean, but they have to. They're going through this rigmarole.
It's
a song and dance.
The legislation's written that way for that reason.
Every state, I guess, went through it, so now we're seeing it. I mean, this is eventually we're going to be recreational. It's stupid.
In our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, where you can watch us every single day. Somebody said the topicals are great. I've never tried a topical because I am not interested in anything that is for babies. I am only interested.
Some lotion, little baby.
I don't need to. My skin can dry and crack off of me. All I want is to go to the moon and very soon.
I've just heard way too many varying. Either everybody's it works 100% great, or they're it doesn't work at all for the topical. So I'm I don't want to pay for it and then it not work.
It's like divining rods.
Yeah. Don't bring it up. People are still mad.
They're so mad. They're so mad.
I look how everybody.
Don't go on the Reddit.
I want to do drugs like every other person ingests drugs. No one's rubbing cocaine on their feet. And
they are rubbing it on their gums, though.
And their penis head.
Or that's different.
And your penis head.
Can you put it on your? Can you use it as lotion?
Oh my god!
This is topical for the inside of your stomach. All right.
Oh my god! I'm having a freak out. My memory works in mysterious ways. Remember last week I had my powers were activated through True Leave, and I found that module that Sam C gave me so I could fix my pellet grill. Right now, I'm having a freak out. I watched a porno with another kid at Beverly Beach Campground when I was camping as a young kid, about the age a little older than Tommy and Max's. I'd be 10. I'd be 10. I watched a porno, and the kid the guy in the porno. The guy in the porno starts talking about how he rubs cocaine on his dick to make it desensitized. Oh. And I'm remembering that right now.
That is too expensive way to do that. There are other products you can do.
No, but it was in the movie he was doing. I don't think it was for real.
Yeah. But I bet people do that.
Yeah, well, you had it in your pocket.
And then if I remember correctly, we went outside. And we went outside, and after we watched the porno, or a bit of the porno, because we thought we were going to get caught, then we went outside, and his mom was frying fish. And his father was listening to Suicidal Tendencies.
Wow.
There you go.
That's a memory.
There you go. It's the album that has the Mona Lisa on the cover, and it's on fire, and the guy standing there with the bandana on his head.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Muir or whoever that is standing there, but it's Suicidal Tendencies. I forget what album that is.
So, I guess the only people that can relate to this are the people that have their medical marijuana card and have been through this process. But I'll explain that,
going to the doctor for any, you and I take certain substances that you got to go to the doctor for, and it's sort of a formality, right?
Oh, yeah. That's goddamn just for money, too.
Yeah, for my anxiety medication, they make me go to the doctor to check to see if it's working, when I could just tell them, yeah, I feel great. Yeah. Or, yes, this one's dialed in.
There's certain medications, if they're, classified a certain schedule, you have to
Apparently,
go,
meth is one of them.
Wow.
I have to go. Every 3 months, I have to go, get an appointment, sit there.
So you got the 12-month, 7-month, 3-month.
And then he listens to my heart, and then he's like, is Adderall working? I'm like, yes, sir. Guess what? You didn't even have to ask. I'm here.
Right. If it didn't work, I wouldn't be back.
Yeah.
You're wasting my time.
I wouldn't go and pay $90 to come here and be like, not working. I don't stop giving it to me. Anyway, so when you do every 7 months, you do these weed doctor appointments. It's just a formality. It's all just a song and dance. So, but you have to go and you have to pay your money, and then you get your appointment time.
I don't understand why there's a nurse there.
The nurse
Why
and
nurse?
an assistant.
No, but why?
I don't know. She was telling me to spray some stuff on a tampon, and I'm like, what?
Hold on a
I told
second.
you guys that.
We'll get to you in a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on, cue that up. Cue up sprayable
Mark that
tampon.
in.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It's like they all got together because I'm guessing, I don't know this, and I apologize if any weed doctors are listening, but
They're not.
It seems like
Too busy right now.
like a lot of the weed doctors may or may not have, like, they still have their like degree current or whatever,
Yeah.
but maybe they just like practice on. I don't know.
They're probably general
you know what?
practitioner.
I'm
and this
opening a
is
bike
more
shop.
specialized and easier.
I don't know what the law is or what.
Seems like there's a lot of gynecologists that are also weed doctors. I don't know why that is.
It maybe they don't have a practice or something.
Mr.
Well,
Snarks
you're only
would
getting
say it's
50% of the
because he likes to
population.
eat.
Because like if you had a gynecologist practice, right?
Oh,
I was
man.
about to say gynecological.
You know, that's like when your friend wakes up.
Gynecological.
That's like when you're driving. That's when you're driving and you see your friend nod off and he
Overcorrect. Yeah.
but he gets it back and you're good. He's like,
You're
oh,
fine.
he's good.
You motherfucker.
That's called the Colorado oopsie.
But if you had a successful practice, you wouldn't need to do. I imagine it's just like maybe you don't have a practice or whatever, and you just go in there and make easy money to be a weed doctor
Yeah.
because it is people come in and you're like, is it working? And then, but
I want to see the 17 people though that they've said, I don't think this is for you.
I've never heard of anybody
There's
getting
got to
turned
be,
down.
there's got to
No
be
one-
17 to 23 people that have been turned down
So most of the
of
time,
all time.
I kind of want to
They
try
just-
and see if I can make it fail.
They're going to
no.
give it, especially you.
Not
I mean,
anymore.
you look like
when
you're
I
already
first
on
went,
it.
they didn't give it
If
to
you-
me. I had to go to a different doctor.
Well, that's because you didn't have your records and it was new.
yeah.
And I think at the beginning they just wanted you to submit records just so they could show
Have
like
a
they submitted.
database, yeah.
They're not
They just
looking at
needed-
nothing.
No,
Yeah, they
not.
just needed the first 6 months of legitimacy before they could okay, it's fine. Because remember when I went, I had Andrea also packed
yeah.
it. I had a folder. It had this
Yeah.
is his back. He's crazy. Look at his brain. It's rotten.
He needs it. Yeah.
she had
He's
it.
dying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
she-
my mom, they don't even. My mom went through a drive-through when they talked to her. Because she went in the middle of a they were
That's
figuring
awesome.
out, and she got hers through her cracked window or whatever, and she didn't need nothing.
I needed number 4.
But
Diet lemonade.
Large, please.
Anyway.
Sun-kissed. How dare you?
so, and they kind of
Spicy orange.
threw the offices together. So when you go to these offices now,
Oh, yeah.
I
They're
guess
just rented out office buildings.
I'm guessing they're all not the same, but the one me and
No,
Samantha
they all
went
look
to,
the same. I've been to 3
Yeah.
different ones, and every single one is just white room with 2 black ladies and a Chinese doctor.
Yeah, and there's a teamwork poster or a plant maybe that they brought from home.
Yeah.
There's a couple chairs. It's basically an abandoned office. They
And the
just had it.
magazines are from 05.
And so I went
You
there.
got magazines in yours?
Yeah. Well, the one in Apopka, the first one I went to had magazines. It was hot. They
Is it
didn't
like
have
the Spirit Halloween store of doctor's offices?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And so they bring first the nurse, and I'll put that in quotes. The nurse brings you in
Yeah.
to a room, and then she's checking my blood pressure, and then checks my.
Well, she makes you sign in first. There's a clipboard on a chair, and you pick it up, and it's like
Well,
Donald
they
Duck,
have
Kermit the Frog.
receptionists first. They have receptionists first.
Oh, yeah,
then she
yeah.
tells you to sit down.
Yeah.
She's a real bitch, too, the
Yeah.
one at the Orlando
Yeah, she's a
office.
bitch.
Do you have your
I tried to
insurance
tell her
card?
that their fucking code wasn't working. She's like, we know. I was like, okay, well, maybe you should get that fixed.
But did you look
have
at the?
patience
Did you
out
look
here.
at the sign? It's all like Miss Piggy, Kermit the Frog, Carmen San Diego. It's all a bunch
Carmen.
of fake names.
And then so
Then you got to go into the nurse.
yeah, they're doing the blood pressure, and then it was like, why? I feel like asking, come on, why?
What is this?
What? Let's
What am I being
just.
punked?
It's just like
As
can't
Scotia
we,
pops out.
can't we just do we have to do the song and dance with the blood pressure and the whole thing? What are you checking my blood pressure? If it was I didn't even think she looked at it because it's the same thing that I have at home. It's the at home CVS, it's $35 and it's and then
But why? So are they? Do they write it down?
So I know, of course. If it was high, or what are you gonna say? No weed for you. I thought
He needs weed.
Yeah, I was like,
Blood pressure's
that-
high. He needs it.
You know, the
yeah.
nurses don't
Does
do
this
that
help
anymore.
or not help?
The nurses can we pause on blood pressure for just a second? Even if you're not at the weed doctor, I get mad at the blood pressure thing. And I would like Becca, one of our listeners who's a nurse, somebody that's in the know to like answer this honestly for me. I go to a lot of doctors, the most of anybody on the show. I'm better about it now, but in my heyday, no nurse has ever been like, they'll be like, okay, when you're done, they'll be like, okay, that's 94 out of over 1,000. And then they don't say anything. They'll be like,
Yeah,
that's 14 over 12.
It's even my dentist. I always ask, oh, well, isn't my blood pressure going to be high because I'm at the dentist?
They don't
I'm
say good
anxiety?
or bad. They just tell you what it is.
Oh, they tell me if it's bad.
They don't tell
It's
me.
only ever been bad one time.
I've never had them tell me if it's good or bad.
And they're also
I don't even know how to read it.
They're nonchalant. It was like, why are we even doing it? But anyway, so
Are
then
you sitting on a table when you're doing this?
I go back to the lobby and then I'm sitting in the lobby. Then a BDM walks in. First he walks in with no mask, and he's like, "Oh shit, I forgot my mask." He runs back out to the truck.
That's our man.
Comes in. He's got a Tom and Dan shirt. He's like, "Hey, Tom."
Hey,
And he's like, "I saw your truck in the parking lot." And then
Stole your magnet. Came of magnets.
And then so we're
That's still happening?
We're talking
I love
shit.
Sabrina.
And then the doctor brings me in, and then I go in there, and then
What guy did you get?
he was an Indian man.
The Asian man.
No, this gentleman was an Indian man.
I like
and-
our Asian doctor. He's cool.
He was cool. I couldn't get him this time. He's booked up till like
Yeah.
next spring.
You know why?
Everyone loves him.
He's too cool.
Yeah.
And then when I walked in, he's like, "Can you close the door behind you?" I'm like, "No need."
You said no need.
No, I didn't, but I thought no need because I was like, nothing we say in here.
I don't care if it's confidential.
We can
or not.
broadcast this to our audience. Like, I wish we could. Like, I want to.
And even that, it's
Because-
like, he's like, he thinks it's all a private conversation. You're like, I need this weed so bad, I will scream my social security number to him. I don't even care. Just give me the weed.
Like,
What would be the question you could ask that would make you want to close the door? Like, is your dick not working? Would that close the door?
No, I don't
I
say
don't-
anything.
You're just required to do
because
it.
I won't even tell him the truth.
Who are you talking to?
Why you just say?
Sometimes
I
it
know it's
doesn't.
Tom. He doesn't have. I just want to know where the line is for Tom.
I don't
for me.
I don't even tell doctors the truth anyway. So it's not even like anything that's really personal and wrong with me. I tell no one. I keep that inside.
They're there to fix that problem with
I
you.
keep
He's
it
only,
inside.
he's only almost broken down to me one time, and it was
Yeah.
here, and he turned to me and he goes, "Never mind," and he just walked out. That was
Yeah,
it.
'cause my-
And that was the most emotion I got out of him was a never mind.
Because if my dick doesn't work, I got cancer. I'm embarrassed by all that.
Cancer.
I'm like, oh God, my body's weak. Anyway, so I go in there and then I sit down and then he starts asking the questions like, "How's it working for you?" I'm like, "Good." And then I'm trying to make it as quick as possible because I'm trying
Yeah,
not to.
same.
What answer do I got to give you to end this right now?
Yeah, I'm just like, "Good." He's like typing. I'm like, "Please hit enter."
And what the fuck are they typing
No, I've
for
seen
so
it.
long?
No.
You know, I've
It's
seen
a
it.
song and
Okay,
dance.
I'm going to tell you something that I think I told the first doctor I went to. He was really cool in the fact that he complained what they are looking at, right?
Okay.
They make it hard for them. At the top of the screen, they have to go up to the top, and just like any program that we use, just like you using any program around here where you get frustrated, they don't let you activate everything you've done before.
Yeah.
And then duplicate it again for the next 7 months. They make you do it all by hand again.
Yeah, it's like a bad Excel
And they make
spreadsheet.
you go
That's
through
the state,
and it
yeah.
sucks. And that's why they're over there clicking and clicking. And he
Okay.
showed me that was Dr. Jack. I won't say his last name. He goes, "Look what
Yeah.
they make me do." You know, he'd like talk like a vampire. And he's like, "You got to click, and then you got to click, and then you got to click." He's like, "It takes all day." You know,
Okay,
like,
okay.
and I'm like, "Oh man, don't worry about
Because
it."
I'm like, I gave like a one-word answer, and
Yeah.
then he's just typing away and clicking away, and I'm
it's
like,
because
what
there's-
is this?
Because for topical, low THC, vape, pill, whatever, cookies.
Yeah, you can't hit Control A and select all.
And the state being, I mean, this is what's wrong with everything, right? Is that, you know, we don't use our noggins here and everything's broken, and they make
Yeah.
this
It's
poor
lawyers
guy
and insurance companies
click
screwing
through
me.
here and do it. So that's why it takes so
Yeah.
damn long.
Anyway, so then he did something that no other weed doctor has done.
Well, all of this I've had before, so.
Where he gets up and then he's got a stethoscope.
Yeah.
No, he's got a stethoscope. And then I'm like, "What is this guy doing?" Like, I was like, "What's happening?" And then he
Same
walks up-
thing happened to me.
And
Because he
then-
didn't say anything. He just started walking towards me. By the way, there was a massage table in my room, and I was like, what the hell?
That's where the tampon is.
I was eyeballing that damn massage table the whole time. I was like, I'm not laying
Oil
down
your
on
hair
this
and pull
table.
it again.
No, you're on your back videos. I've seen those videos. He's like,
I
part your
started getting
cheeks,
nervous.
bend over,
He does
part
that
your
move where
cheeks.
He started walking towards me with his hands out, like towards my
Like,
boobs.
why
and he's
are
like,
you-
I'm checking your heart rate.
Why are you rubbing the ass like this and then you slip your thumbs in? What are you doing?
That's the progression. Everybody knows.
The progression.
So then he comes over with a stethoscope,
Yeah.
and then he.
You
I'm
guys
like,
both got about this? I've never had that.
I never had it before either.
He starts listening to my heart.
No, he did not.
And I'm
No,
like,
he did not.
what are you listening to? Do you listen to see if my heart wants weed too?
It does.
It does. Like, there's no, also, what if you heard something? Are you not going to give me the weed or give me the weed? Because this is all. What is. And then I'm like breathing in and breathing out.
Okay, it must be a new thing because the old timers that haven't been yet, like me, and most of our chat roomers say they've never had the stethoscope before. But then you got the Merchmans in there. You guys both got it. And a couple other people in there. This is now we're getting our hearts checked.
I think the new guys that get into it, the new doctors that maybe
we got a new guy here,
like that maybe more legitimate because the original doctors that got it, they
didn't even get out of their chair.
They just renewed their license because their wife yelled at them or whatever, but they weren't doing shit. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'll just be a weed doctor. I'll get $80 a patient and just hammer them through because that's the business.
Hold on. We got a person that was declined a couple months ago. I'd love it if you'd call in and tell us how that happened.
And is it like getting declined when you call up Wachovia and try to get your overage fees or whatever your overbalance?
I have overdraft fee.
Yeah, because then if they say no, you just hang up and call back, and hopefully the next lady will give it to you.
She's nicer. She had her lunch.
Because that's exactly, if one doctor declines, and by the way, they'll give you your money back, and you just go to another one. I'm telling you, everybody gets it.
That is true, yeah. When I did get declined or whatever, they did give me my money back. So
I couldn't believe that when it happened too, because I remember mine was easy. Other than just I did mine so early on that I had to mail everything to the state, and that's what took like 8 months to get it back. But when you guys went, it was like I was like, look how easy it is, and then you're like, we both got declined. I'm like, oh no.
Well, they just told me they needed to send records. As soon as I faxed it, they just gave it to me. Like I didn't. No one's looking at anything. Anyway,
it's just a dumb formality.
It's all ridiculous.
Going through the motions.
It's ridiculous that we have to do that as adults. We're all adults. We're all adults sitting in a room. By the way, the guy before me, he left the doctor and he's like, thank you so much for your service. I'm like, he's not a military man.
Thank you for keeping me free because of the weed.
A guy that got onto the plane with fatigues on. It's like, this is a weed doctor. He wants your $80. He's benefiting more than any of us. Anyway. Ridiculous. Please, Florida, let's just get over this shit and make it legal and get on with it. Although it's going to be like Colorado, where we're still going to have to keep our cards up if you want the discount.
If you want the discount,
and we have to goddamn go through this rigmarole. Just get the telemedicine. Telemedicine was great. They called me and then
you're always on time, and it was way faster.
It took all of maybe 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.5 minutes.
And he's like, you want it? I'm like, yes. And then he's like, good. And then I was like, that's got to be better for the doctors, whatever. If we're still going to go through this bullshit, just do it telemedicine.
The reason that's better, too, is that, and even the guy I got was bitching. Remember the last time? Were you here when I had the doctor that was bitching? He's like, we won't be able to do this for much longer. And he was bitching about it. But what it allows them to do is you don't have to be there for them to physically click through all that stuff. So they'll just hang up with you and finish the paperwork and then take their next call. Then you could be on your way. Instead of doing the whole drive there, see them.
For 5 minutes,
you want to do some...
let's do a couple voicemail email.
All right, little mail on mail. Well, I haven't played this in a while.
Hey guys, thanks for calling 1-800-HOT-DICK, the place to find real action with real men. To make it even better, we've got new low prices. So low, we're practically giving it away free.
If you are a man seeking a woman, press 1. If you are a woman seeking a man, press 2. If you are a man seeking a man, press 3.
Mail on mail.
Mail on Mail brought to you by Hard Rock Live. Bob Saget is going to be there January 7th. Tickets go on sale next week.
You want to go? I heard he's got COVID.
So
let's go. I'll embarrass myself again.
If you want to get tickets next week at Hard Rock Live, the link will be up on TomandDan.com.
I have not seen Bob Saget do comedy in a very long time. That would be fun.
Yeah.
I've seen him twice. He's great. Really, really good. If you've never seen him, and also like Tom said in the ad we did for it, it's kind of like a living legend.
Yeah, no. To see that a person that famous in real life is
really
cool.
important to our childhoods, right? Growing up.
All right, let's start with the email.
Okay. Hey, gang, as a Vermonter who loves the outdoors.
Is that the term? For real?
I guess. I don't
Vermonter?
know. I have no idea.
I like that. We're Floridian, and they're Vermonters. Cool.
I'm stoked on that Tom got the boys into rock climbing. You haven't yet, right?
No,
oh, yeah, this is for... I flagged this for Tom, because we got a lot of people...
I keep forgetting to email the person. Or,
I thought you were going to say I keep forgetting to email my boys.
You, like your weed card?
Maybe my sons are lazy because I'm lazy.
Oh, no!
Too tired of rock climbing.
This will give the kids grit, but it doesn't need to be formal training. As far as being trashy, rock climbing is an expensive-ass sport. The boys will build strength and have fun. The upper body strength isn't needed, but they do have some tiny stick legs. Also, I've been dropped before coming down, not a big deal. So
No.
he's a Vermont ski instructor.
Oh, yeah, this is the guy that always, like, everything. He's like, this guy's, everything he does, he's like, that's easy for me. Like mountains and skiing. It's all easy for me.
I don't know if I trust myself at my age nowadays and the way that I've conducted my life for so long to do a hobby that it requires me to do certain steps that keep me alive.
Like packing the parachute correctly.
Yes, yeah.
So the orb is going to get you
or
eventually.
Like if we were actually, so let's say we took the boys to the rock climbing wall, which, at the very most, you're falling onto some pads, like from 20 feet? Like, you're not going to die. But you start moving that to, like, then I go to Colorado the next time, and then I'm like, let's try to do this for real. Like, I don't think I can do that. I don't trust myself to get all the belaying right and the goddamn right ropes.
Well,
and
then you need, like, stuff for your hands and rope, and then you got to know the knowledge of what to...
Oh, yeah, how to tie. Yeah. I don't trust myself enough.
So you're already talking yourself out of this?
No, well, I'm saying real rock climbing. Okay. Like, I'll go to the goddamn colorful hand grabs.
There's someone that's going to hook you up, make sure the ropes work.
Playground.
Just make them all rock colors. Why do they have to be blue, yellow?
So you know how hard they are, right? Like, if you see a red one, you're like, ooh, that's a hard grip.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, I'm using logic. You're a man of logic.
Just make them a rock color and put hard, easy, medium.
You want them to write it on the rock.
Oh,
rock colored rock, and then take a Sharpie and write easy or E-H.
Because all the colorful shit doesn't make it look like an actual side of a mountain.
Like I was right. I think the paths are graded. So if you go up a yellow path, that might be like caution-y, and then red, that's a hardy one, hard one. Blue, that's easy.
They're all the same color. Whatever, a bunch of babies. You got Ronald McDonald's. It's a whole... Anyway.
Yeah, don't do rock climbing. You're going to die.
Next.
You want voicemail? Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me grab one for you. All right. Voicemail messages, again, there's two ways to leave them. 1-844-TOMNDAN, or use our app and leave us one like this one.
Hey guys, Hilton Head BDM here, and I was listening to show 648, I think, Butts is Butts, and you're talking to that one lady about the nudist/swinging thing going on, and in defense to something Tom said, she says, well, just because you try something once never means you have to try it again, and that's fine. I'm like a Dan in this situation, right? I mean, I'm just attracted to women, but I mean, jokingly, I kind of wish I was attracted to men too, right? I would have doubled up over the years, but when she said that, it made me laugh, because if you're not attracted to something, you're just not attracted. But she's suggesting, like, she's like, like you're on a cruise and it's the escargot and you're feeling crazy and let's give it a try. No, I'm not going to put a D in my mouth, even though I know I don't want one, and then the next day be like, yeah, I regret that.
But wait, you don't even want to put it in there just to see if the skin feels different?
I see what he's saying.
Sometimes I just want to put a dick in my mouth just to see if the skin feels different. Like, what does that thing feel like? What's the weight feel like on my tongue?
It's
how thick is that? What's the density of that?
Everybody's on a different sexual spectrum, and you'll know if you're on the side or closer to the spectrum where you're like, hey, maybe I will suck this guy's dick. Like, if that comes into your mind,
the hell?
Then maybe you should try that. I see what he's saying is like that. Like, I never thought of that, and I never thought, what if could I like that? I'm not sexually attracted to men.
See, I wasn't taking what she was saying to mean what he meant. Like, I didn't take her kind of blanketly saying, come and try things. I didn't take that as, like, come and try things that you're not into. I didn't take that as, hey, Dan's going to roll in there and start sucking dicks, even though he's not attracted to men.
Come and
try what you're into, which, like, other women.
Or whatever. You know, like...
Maybe watching a couple do it gets me happy or something. Yeah.
And I think that kind of works because the majority of people I know watch pornography, right? And I would imagine that if they watched it in real life... It's similar. You're watching two people have sex.
I've thought about this. Hold on. I've thought about this.
It may be too awkward for you, but you'll still be into it, right?
Something.
You're into it on the videos. You're going to be into it in real life.
No, I think it's different when you're in front of it.
Oh, it's definitely different.
You know why I think it's different? Smells.
Smell-o-vision.
It's better though. It's like
smell. I don't know. I like and wetness sounds. Like wetness sounds are
mixing
different.
It's just like listening to a CD or going to a concert. It's very different.
I think it is different. I've never been in a room and tried to masturbate or tried to get myself excited while other people are doing it. I've never been a swinging type of person. I'm not anti it at all. I'm just saying I've never done that. So I can't say what it would be like, but my initial thought would be there would be smells and other senses that would be heightened and weird for me, and it may not be intimidating and scary.
Okay, it could be intimidating and scary, but you'll still be generally interested in what you're watching because if you watch that on video, you know, it's like, you know, when you see a band you like or listen to a band you like, if you see them live, how, like, you're gonna be like, I hate it. you like it already.
No, but you just might feel awkward being there.
True.
But you would like what you're seeing probably. But just uncomfortable.
I would like a place to go too. Like, I'd like to be able to slip out fast if I need to get the hell out of there.
That fast escapism.
Yeah, I think that they need to give you that, right? I wonder if that's a thing. Do they build that into like a swinging place where they're like, look, we have a hallway. You can run down the hallway, and that door is always open. Just run. It's like saloon doors.
I don't think
you can run through there and throw up or jack off, whatever you got to do.
You got to get your keys and the bowl.
No, they got to have that ready. They got to have that ready in a disposable bug out bag. Just put it in a brown paper bag. Write my name on it.
But I do often wonder about, like I brought up with Ari Shafir, about like bondage and these other things that so many people are into. Like, it seems like I wouldn't be into it, but I've never tried it. So, like, what if tying myself up or, like, you know, all this slapping myself?
You should try something because you sound like it's really boring.
I'm super boring.
You're quiet.
Yeah. So I think that's mainly what she was talking about.
Yes.
Like, you want to tie your wife's titties, bro?
She's not into that, but
would you try your balls up? I mean,
people like it, so I mean, it can't be that horrible.
It sounds to me like what he's doing is the old, well, you know,
dip your toe in.
Somebody's got to do it. Don't
knock until you try it.
I'll tie my balls up this weekend.
Let's do one more.
I think we should probably go to break because we did push Ross's news up a little earlier, and I don't want to be rude to Ross.
Nope.
What every time I do that?
I know we should never go early. You always say that.
You know what happened? We got relaxed and we started sitting down in it, and we were like, "Ooh, this feels good." And we're like, we got to schedule to keep. Hey, here's new music from Angel Dust. This is called Dancing on the Radio, featuring Tim Armstrong. So enjoy. Just listen to the song. We'll be back.
Hey, I travel from so far away.
I know you've used this client. I know our attorney, Mo DeWitt, is he in the process?
Yeah, he's currently, I think he got a super fancy metal roof.
Yeah,
so
that's man, he got that robot roof. Fancy. That's fancy. But Secured Roofing and Restoration, they can help you just like they've helped Tom and Mo.
Yep, and a bunch of BDMs, and they offer a free inspection on their website, securedroofingandrestoration.com. Just fill out the form, and if you think you may have you need a new roof, or maybe you went through a storm and there's some damage. You don't want to go up there. They will send one of their professionals to inspect your roof to see if there's any damage. If there is damage, they offer 24-hour to 48-hour emergency tarping, where they'll make sure that you're not going to have any leaks, go into and damage your ceiling and inside your house. Also, if you use them, let us know. We're going to send you a gift, and we're still offering a gift for for anybody that even gets a free inspection. So just tell us, like, hey, I got a free inspection from Secured Roofing. I filled out the form, and we will send you a gift for that.
We make it worth your time to at least investigate our clients, because we'd like for you to do that. It really helps us out when you let us know when you use them.
And here's our contact. When you give him a call, contact Rick. And Rick's the one that helped me. He's the one that helped Mo DeWitt. He's the one that helps BDM and Tom and Dan listeners. And he knows the community, and he'll make sure you're taken care of. So if you need a new roof, or you need some inspection, or anything roof related, it's securedroofingandrestoration.com.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
I could have done that better. I'm not familiar with the ending of this song. It's like clunky robot-style weirdo stuff.
Let's do some news.
All right, news is on deck. Give me 1 second to pause that, grab this, and go for it.
Ross's piece of shit news.
News today brought to you by The Orlando Talk Show with Ross McCoy, Tots with Ross. Also, justcallmo.com. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.
He's got that big Fun Spot event this Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Did it sell out?
Yeah, I think so. Hit him up, though.
Yeah, Mo's
does. Nice. He'll hook you up.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff like that for the people in his community. So, follow him on Facebook. That's the easiest way. And all the BDM, he's on the BDM page. What's going on, Ross?
I love Mo DeWitt, and to me, it is the funniest fucking thing in the world that he, an accident injury attorney, is sponsoring an event where people are going to crash go-karts into each other.
100%. They have a full bar at Fun Spot, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And
or you won't get injured there.
When is the last time anyone here has been there? Because they mix
the BDM event.
They mix the drinks strong, and they are reasonably priced.
Yes.
So, yes, it is a fun time. It is a really good time. It's a really good time.
We need to get Fun Spot to advertise.
I
tried.
I would love it, because Maisie, anytime you go out there, Maisie likes it because it's no frills. Isn't that their tagline? Good, clean fun? I think it's good, clean fun.
It's huge.
I think
if you want to bring him on, Tom, don't forget it's Fun Spot America now. That's part of the brand.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, he was Tom Van American. I wrote that, by the way.
It's usually, it'll go like this. I'll tell them how, like, you can make a lot of money advertising with us.
4, 8, 16.
It'll work really well, and then they say, no, thank you, and then tell me how they spent $8,700 on SEO. And then I was like, all right, okay.
Yeah, we got one of those yesterday, and we're like, oh.
All right, Ross, what do we got?
We're going to do some news, but first I got a special treat for you guys.
Wow, I like it.
You know,
what the hell?
I don't know what happened because I didn't hit any buttons.
I did that. I have magic control over your system.
That was amazing because I thought you just started your own Chevy ad.
It was perfect timing.
It sounded like, hey, this is Ross McCoy. If you want a Silverado, you motherfucker, this is the best truck you've ever owned.
He's
it's American and it'll take it to your shit.
Started playing electric guitar with one kick drum.
Prestige over here.
I fully prepared. I thought Ross was going to yell, do you like barbecue and trucks, you fucking idiot? And I was like, yes, I do, Ross. Yes, I do, Ross. Don't kill me. My God. Scared the fuck out of me. Sorry, Ross.
No problem. That's a good intro for this. We've got the top 5 reasons to quit a mediocre time with Tom and Dan. Oh, God.
I love it. It was almost the druggy song.
I saw your meme. I was like, this motherfucker's going to bring it up tomorrow. I'm like, maybe you got it all out of the BDM page. So maybe
you know better.
You don't have the clown music?
Yeah, I don't. We don't have the money for that.
And there might be a couple more than 5, but when we get to the top 5, I'll start getting the numbers for you. Top 5 reasons to quit a mediocre time with Tom and Dan. Literally cannot stand hearing one more time hearing Tom say that a girl wrote a simian on the Howard Stern show.
Yeah, we always get that wrong.
Well, people get the gist of what I'm talking about. I know
it is forever confused. Now I don't know anymore which it is. Sibian.
Sibian.
Oh, yeah. Cokie the cat is a real thing, and part of your job duties is changing his litter box.
That's a Letterman style. Yeah. I like that. That's very...
These are pretty Letterman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get it out, Ross.
We'll call this number 6. Number 6. They gave you a deliberately shitty chair at the news desk.
It wasn't deliberate, but it was the shittiest chair of all time. It was the worst chair. In fact,
it was fine.
And I know
we bought it at goddamn Office Depot. We don't sell one.
We did, but I've never admitted this. I don't think I've ever said this story. Like I was like, "Oh, well, this is not that bad. The fudge chair's great." Then I actually sat in it. I'm like, "Oh my god,
no, come on!"
And then that music. Do you hate shitty chairs?
It wasn't that bad.
Number 5. Tired of being yelled at to take your pants off.
Yeah.
That's become less and less now, Ross. I think they're getting scared.
So our employees.
It's once a month. It's like memes.
And I don't like doing that voice. I'm not doing that anymore. Number 4. Dan keeps bringing up how much better Lee was. That one made me laugh in the middle. I'm sorry. All right. Number 3 reasons to quit. Meter Tom and Dan. Emails from Tony never stop.
You have no idea. Yeah. How can somebody dead send emails? How does that happen? Where are the votes coming from?
Number 2. You've reached a point in your life where you can afford to live off the $20 weekly you get at the Bullenbush.
Nah, I see what you did there.
All right, and the number one reason to quit a Meter Time with Tom and Dan. You accidentally saw Tom's Amazon order list, and he just bought a bear suit in your size.
Oh, yeah. Paul Schaefer.
Play my fucking outro.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Well done.
I was about to scream, I've never made anybody do anything uncomfortable, but then I was like, nah,
yes, don't say that. I got motorboated by a fucking stripper against my will.
I didn't tell him to do that. I just said no rules.
That's right.
I probably should have done the math if that's what he was going to do. If I said no rules.
He opened with motorboat.
Yeah. I thought he was like, well, can I touch? Or just, not touch. But
simulated grinding?
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway.
That's just one.
That was a long time ago. It was
a
different time.
It was like 2014.
Somebody isolate me saying simulated grinding and you going, What the fuck is happening? All right, Ross, save the show.
All right, I think with that, all wounds are healed and we'll move on to news. Okay, so we don't usually do sports. We don't usually do like breaking news, but a record was set last night. I'm getting a little bit into the NBA because my kid's a baller now. He's into basketball.
Nice.
And last night, huge game. Grizzlies Thunder comes down to the last second. The Grizzlies are up. The Thunder's Ty Jerome gets a shot off, sinks the final shot of the game to take the Grizzlies' advantage away to 73 points. Record-setting blowout in the NBA. Grizzlies beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 152-79.
God damn.
Yeah. Wow, that's like NBA Jam numbers.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of an NBA team scoring 152 points.
Usually it's in double overtime.
I think they've had a 170 before.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some weird stat. And it's like that, like Will Chamberlain in one game scored over 600 points. It's like, wow, that's weird.
Well, I guess once you're down by 50, you just give up, right? Or do you but you still play
hard, that's
right?
not what I tell my daughter.
You put your backups in.
I don't say when you're down by 50, just give up entirely.
Do they do that in the NBA where like
mercy rules?
Though they start bringing out the bench players and stuff, so they're
starters to get a look at them.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think they would. Like if they knew they had no chance, or if you're
down by 30 in the fourth quarter, they usually shut it down.
Sure, because you don't want to risk getting like LeBron or somebody
best player hurt,
injured.
But why don't they do that with the team that's blowing the other team out? Like, don't they bring in their bench players too?
Because sometimes your stats are part of your
bonus
contract.
Structure?
Yeah, bonus structure. Yeah.
Yeah, so what, like, I'm sure there's a bunch of people that will say, like, oh, this is disrespectful, you shouldn't have run up the score that much.
They're all professionals.
Or does anybody say that with the NBA? Like, not when it comes to, like,
in
professional.
The NBA, isn't the NBA the only sport that's being like investigated actively right now for games being thrown like that?
Point shaving.
I sent you the story. There was like a
this has happened before. I think multiple times.
I think multiple times
because it's really one of the only sports where the refs do have the ability to
alter it
in small percentages enough to make point shaving.
This was I sent you the headline
because there's so much subjectivity with fouls and shit.
Correct. I didn't get to go through the whole thing, but basically the gist of it was somebody put a $500,000 like a suspect bet minutes before it was announced that LeBron James had COVID and would be sitting out that game.
Well, that goes along with what I said at the beginning of the pandemic, where I was like, if someone was internal,
you were begging for this. That's why I sent you the stories because it sounds like somebody did what you said.
Or someone internally in the testing facility because I'm guessing the NBA and the NFL and all these giant sports franchises have some sort of giant testing facility that they send thousands of samples to because they test so much, and then they give the results, and then they have some sort of protocol if someone does test positive to make sure to quarantine them or whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, if someone in that facility sees like LeBron James tube
insider trading,
and then that's what it is, and then sees that like, oh, LeBron James is positive. He can, a bunch of gamblers and syndicates and stuff will pay you a lot of money for that information. You just have to tell them LeBron James is positive, bet the under, bet the other team as much as you can, because as soon as the news gets released, the line's going to change.
Yeah.
So that seems like that happened.
But how the fuck, Tom, you get that news, how the fuck are you going to find somebody to profit from that in that time span? It's like, you're never going to be able to do it. You're not criminally connected enough. Like if you found some raw uranium or something and you want to sell it to the goddamn Libyans like Doc Brown in Back to the Future, you wouldn't be able to make the connect.
Well, I would imagine
get approached ahead of time.
Yes, I would imagine someone found out you work at the word spread, right?
Right, it works reverse.
And then some syndicate that gambles, like they already have the way.
Have a runner come see you,
and you can't get down $500,000 unless you already bet with, Right,
like, that's what I was going to say, and I think they even said that in there is that in order to even put up a bet that level, you would have already had to have been networked and in there.
Yeah. So and know a bunch of different bookies in Vegas and stuff. Like, you can get it down, but you can't just be Joe Schmo.
But to go back to what Ross's story was about, the number of points, there's no rule in professional sports about that, right?
No, there's no like running clock or anything like that.
I mean, I don't think there should be in any sport. I think
and the Grizzlies set a bunch of franchise records while they were doing it. They set franchise records in most points in a game, most points off the bench in the game, most assists, and highest field goal percentage in the game. All franchise records set on that same night.
Crazy.
It's nuts, man.
And at that point, it's happening, and then you're just like, let's see how much we could score,
let's
right?
Pour it on. Let's see if we can go to the 200 points.
And then the other team is like, stop trying. We've already lost the game. Who gives a shit? Although it's got to be embarrassing. Well, they didn't stop trying, right? I mean, they're still playing hard. They're professionals, and even if they're bench players, they're playing for future jobs.
For a spot,
I mean, like, I don't know. I just
and again, that can fuck up your percentages too.
Yeah.
You fucking start throwing games, then your stats look bad on the year.
So it's just a random anomaly, right? Like, I mean,
that's an off night.
If you look at how things land, like if you just happen to sometimes you shoot X amount of threes and your percentage is bad that night or good, and a lot of it's to do with like tiny incremental, where the ball's placed, and like if it goes in or not could be. There's a lot of luck involved, and it could have all swung your way that night, and you're just hitting the majority of your threes and hitting shots you normally wouldn't, and it all culminates in that many points.
How long does the average basketball, if you're watching it front to back, how long does that take? Couple hour, 2 hours?
60-minute game, so probably with timeouts and all that stuff, probably hour 45.
Yeah, somewhere around 2 hours, I would assume.
Okay.
What else we got, Ross?
I've been watching a lot of, I'm not to brag, YMCA league basketball lately, and I'm here to say court horns are too loud.
Yes.
Everything there's
It
too
can be
loud.
dialed back 95% and still be effective.
Put some pads on the ground. That place is dangerous and loud.
I can't focus on the last minute of ball play just because my eyes are on the clock. So the last 5 seconds, I can put my fingers in my fucking ear before that horn goes off.
Do they do the when someone comes in from the bench? Do they make the horn too?
Yeah, no, I think that's just a
Okay,
whistle.
good. Because they do that in high school. They blow the buzzer if someone's coming in.
You know how tiring it is to play full court basketball?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that when you see people do it, like
I probably
for
haven't
their
done that.
hobby,
I
or
haven't done
whatever.
that in 20 years.
Yeah, most people the half court. Right?
I used to
Oh, we
laugh
should
when
do some BDM basketball
Well, I used to
games.
laugh when my dad would say that, and this is one of the first times I've ever said that. You know, like I used to laugh when my dad would say things like that. He's like, I haven't done that in 20 years. I don't think I've played. I can remember one of the last times I played, like
Full
where
court?
I actively drove to a place to meet guys. It was cold, and I brought a basketball, and I'm in sweat, and we're just
Yeah.
going to play. You know what I mean? Like
Ross knows the last time I played. We
not
played
for-
with the Hideout.
Oh my
That was the last
Keep it up,
time.
baby.
Full court, and then
full court hideout
Yeah.
basketball. Oh my god!
Was El Jefe in a
El
hockey
was
shirt?
wearing he was wearing like one of those skin tight lycra shirts.
Oh, don't get your braided goatee
What was
mixed
it?
up in the net.
Over by Red Bug Lake
I
Road.
was so bad. They made They made the girl that came out, Denise the
Yes.
Beast, guard me. And also one time, I don't know if I've ever admitted this in public. One time, Hefe ran past me on a breakaway, and I had nothing, so I kind of just reached my foot out and tripped him.
Damn.
I think I remember that.
That's pretty awesome.
The last time I played basketball, I think this was the last time that Bushy, and this is how long ago, it was like 15 years ago, he invited me, he's like, hey, me and a bunch
Yes.
of other club owners and like bar owners, we played this like rich guy game in,
Oh, God.
in some millionaire's backyard. And he invited
Didn't
me.
old what's his name, the stage guy,
The promoter, yeah, he was there.
and nobody didn't he
Random
show up and he
girls
was
from
like just
Mako.
standing there drinking a Gatorade, like nude and watching you play.
I think he was drinking a beer. Like then, like so. I remember playing, and like there's these other rich guys and club owners, and then like random like Mako's girls were there, like wandering out of the back.
It's like
house.
it's like walking into Flavor Flav's garden. You know, there's like a bunch of different weird stuff happening.
Bizarre. Anyway, next story, Ross.
All right, since fucking Nerd Jock is there, we'll stick with sports. Tom, we got a gambling story for you.
All right.
It was May 13th. Man U's playing Liverpool, right? This New Jersey gambling company had a prop bet up on whether or not Man U's Marcus Rashford would score a goal or not, okay?
Okay.
He did score a goal. Unfortunately, the guy who typed in the info for this game typed in May 14 instead of May 13 on this prop bet. So this prop bet was still live after the game was completed, and you knew whether or not this has actually happened. And about 86 people jumped on this and got about $15,000 out of it. But they immediately voided the bets, of course, once they noticed they were having to pay these out. But the weird part of this story is that they got fined. The betting company got fined by the New Jersey enforcement officials, not for fucking up and letting that prop bet sit, but for canceling the bets immediately without contacting them. They got fined.
Yeah, there's every state now has their own like gaming commission, and they all have different rules. Like they need to make it universal, but you can complain. Like if you want to bet and you think it's legitimate, like I know in Vegas because I hear people talk about it. Like you can submit a complaint to their gaming commission, and they'll review it, and they'll make the person, like the organization, pay
Oh,
if they.
wow. I didn't know that.
If they deem it, but past posting and that kind of thing, all that like in the fine print of all these sports books, it says like if we make a mistake and you capitalize on that and it's a true mistake that is like, all right, we put up something that has already been done.
I mean, I kind of hate
this
to
happened
admit
earlier,
it, but I agree with that. You know, I mean,
because it's not you're just taking advantage of them. Like there's one thing, although it does kind of suck because it's like, you in all other terms, like they have the advantage. They're making all the money. Like, all right, you fucked up. Someone found it and took advantage. Just pay them out. Like, and sometimes they will
take that as their route to show that they're different, right? I've noticed that some are like, no, we're not like those other guys. If we make a mistake, we stand behind it. And then they play that music that Ross was dancing to earlier.
Yeah, like you can though, like just for all these player props and stuff, like that's where the professional gamblers make the money, and that's where you can win. It's just less fun to find some small incremental mistakes,
chip away at it.
It's more fun to just play a side on the NFL or a money line parlay or whatever it is, because that's what normal people do. But if you want to win, just go in and play these player props that they release and play them early. And if you know enough, you can win over time. And that's how a lot of players do it. But going back to them not paying, if you beat them enough, they'll just cancel your account. Like they will not let you. Yeah, they will not let you play if you're too good, which is weird. I think for most people to think about, like if you're too good at gambling, which is like if you're gambling correctly and gambling on the props, and like let's say you play too much WNBA, they'll just cancel your account. They will not let you play anymore, and they have the right to do it, and it sucks. But it's like,
and then after that, what do? You go in to write a book about how you're so good at gambling that they shut you down, right? Like a lot of those guys do that. Right?
That, and then you go into the media and
you start consulting.
You start just doing where you sell your picks to. You know what
I've always wanted to do. Sorry for this weird aside, Ross. I've always wanted to be the guy that is on the show telling you how to make your house safer, and they're like, this guy is a former murderer, rapist, and serial burglar. He changed his life. I want to be that guy.
I robbed 20 banks. I'm going to tell you how to make your bank safer.
I'm good now. I stopped the rape. I'm good. Hey, and I'm going to show you how to make your windows airtight.
I want to be that guy.
I also like every once in a while there's like a hacker that like they'll find that he is shut down like some part of our infrastructure or whatever, and then they'll just
we hired him.
Yeah, like the government will hire him instead, and that'll be like
cybersecurity.
Do they really?
I don't know.
They just say that to get the hackers on their side.
I bet a lot of them are nuts, right? Where it's like they can't do anything you tell them. There's a reason why this guy was doing this.
Hacker.
Yeah. And also, like, he's destroying shit that doesn't even matter to him. There's no advantage.
He wants to watch the world burn.
Shutting down the electricity in Spokane, Washington.
Killing people. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Anyway, next story, Ross.
And Sam, I'm sure that you'll agree with me. We've been having like tons of contractors in the house, and every time that somebody comes over, like windows, air conditioning, whatever, I tell my wife, remember all their faces, because if one of us gets murdered or kidnapped, it's always the contractor.
Yeah,
I always think that.
But why would they murder you, kidnap?
I don't want anyone in my house.
I want to worry about the rape.
Yeah,
that I can understand. Well, I'm just saying, like the murder and kidnap is something. I'm like, well, why would they do it to you?
Anybody that I think
they
is
already
in
know
my
how to
home,
get in your house. They've scoped out the whole area.
Anyone in my home, man, woman, child, they would take one look at me and I think, you want to kiss me on the mouth, don't you?
And the why of it, Tom, is not the important thing. It's just that I'm me, and so if me and my family get killed and murdered or raped or whatever, it's always the fucking contractor that was just by last week, 100% of the time. So just remember this.
Yeah, take note. Yeah. Take note.
Man, it must suck to be a contractor because it looks like it's not fun at all, and it's horrible. Everything about it is horrible. Every client you have is bitching at you.
Hold on, you do.
Your employees are horrible.
You do get to eat an apple fritter in a King Ranch truck, and don't underestimate the taste of an apple fritter in a King Ranch F-250.
Nobody's happy.
I'm sorry, Tom. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. It's like Ross. Have you been super happy about the whole experience?
We've dealt with, I'm going to say, like, just offhand, like 10 different contractors and different types of stuff. And literally one of them we haven't had a major problem with. There's one.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's surprising.
That's good.
Yeah,
1 out of 10. That's not bad. 10%.
And then they got to deal with Ross, which could be even worse. I'm just saying, the whole...
That brings me to the story you guys might want to hear. There's a crew working on my street and I'm not allowed to talk to anymore.
Was it chirper? There's another Publix experience where
leave him
screaming at him on social media.
It's his process. He's working it out.
I yelled at this one guy who happens to be like the boss of this manager crew, and but these guys are working. They're working in my yard, and I don't know like a lot about construction, but they busted out a level, which I do know how to operate. So like I saw them get a level out, and they were doing it wrong. They for all you guys out there,
Ross, you went and told them how to do their job.
Wait a minute, hang out with Tom too much. I support all of this. It's awesome. This is great.
Listen, you're going to get a lot of emails from guys on smoke breaks and F-150s about this, and I'm 100% right. They busted out the fucking level. They didn't even set the feet. So this thing is like shaky. That's the first fucking thing you do. They didn't even set the feet. They level it up, and they didn't read a benchmark, which is the first thing you're supposed to do to establish an elevation. And so they didn't read a benchmark. They just started doing direct readings onto grates and pipes, and it's for drainage. So the elevation is important. And this is the I didn't give a fuck really about any of all that. That kind of just made me shrug and say like, oh, these guys are fucking bad at their jobs. When they started taking the readings, what you're just supposed to do is have a pen and a notebook, and you write the little readings down in a notebook, and especially made like little column thing so you can keep all track of everything. It's these guys had a Sharpie, and they were writing it on the goddamn aluminum tripod.
Oh my god!
Okay,
I like this, guys. That's called don't care.
Don't care.
And you work for the county, and there's no employees out there, and you could do whatever.
Yeah, you can do what you want now, and not get fired.
Yeah.
Just write it on
if you want, though.
Write it on the aluminum legs of your tripod.
They'll never fire you. You do the dumbest shit possible.
And so, to answer your question, Sam, yes, I did draw up sample level notes for them, and then go out to them with a pen and sample level notes and explain to them how to do that. Real easy, no big deal. And they, I think the response was K.
Excuse me, sir. Stop what you're doing.
That's old man chirpy.
Yeah. I was a surveyor, and you're doing it all wrong. They love that.
I maybe have.
I don't think they care.
I may be able to
Ross.
assist you here.
Ross is right though. If they flood his neighborhood, that's bad. That'll cause him problems.
And again, this is guys doing a third pass on a problem that they did fuck up. And then so the real issue came later when their boss was in the area, and we were just talking about something unrelated. And he said, and I was like, so how are you making sure you get these elevations right? What are you doing to ensure the elevation's right? He's like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, I just, I saw you guys running the level earlier, and they didn't check a benchmark, and they're writing their notes on the aluminum tripod. And he goes like, yeah, this is how I taught him to do it.
Oh, no. Foreman's an idiot.
So it's good to see that they are writing on the tripod now, like I instructed.
So I looked at him and I said, do you think that's good practice? And he said, what? He made the classic Mitch Patel mistake. He looked me in the eyes and he said, well, what's wrong with that? So I told him. What's wrong with that?
Well, that's her open.
I thought he was going to call you an F-word mouse. I was like, that's weird.
And then again, the real issue is that all these guys know my wife. So at a certain point in dealing with me, they just leave and call my wife about me like fucking pussies. And
you're putting your wife through some bullshit though.
No. I support all of this.
I'm on board with Ross.
She has to hear all
this. It is
shit.
100% where Ross and I align, though. The fucking pussies was necessary, and you had to say it, and I fully support it.
And then so she comes home in tears, and I'm not allowed to talk to these guys anymore.
And scene. Well, at least you educated them, though, right?
Yeah.
I hope your wife at least sets them straight.
Some lessons are hard lessons, but they learned.
I'm never suspicious or care what anybody's doing at all times. Like,
I know.
There was a dude.
There was a guy out here with a gun one day.
I was trying to water my meadow last night. It was like 8:30 at night, and there's a guy cursing, walking up and down the street. I'm like,
shit, cock ass,
doing the move where you're trying to like hype yourself up for a fight. Like, he's like,
punch in the ground.
I'm going to kill my wife. I'm finally going to do it. I'm going to kill her.
You talk shit about where I live, but you sound like you live.
He's got ambulances coming. He's got cat shitting everywhere. He's got raccoon jungle.
It was slowly making the neighborhood better. One house at a time.
Make Castleberry great again.
I'm just watering the lawn. I just look at it and I'm like, oh, that guy's pissed. Okay, water.
Not my problem.
I turned my back to him. And I'm like messing around with my plant. I turned my back to him and I'm wearing earbuds. I can't hear him.
So if he runs up on you, you're not going to hear.
He can run up and kill me easy.
What are you doing? I had headphones on last night too, and Maisie came in my bedroom and touched my shoulder, and I almost popped her head off. Like I was so scared. I said, "You got to get down in a second." I shit my pants.
My wife gets startled like that every time I come home. I have to scream. I'm like, "Mom!" Because she falls down startled, and I'm like, "Stop it!"
What?
And she's coming home.
She a fainting goat?
Like no, Maisie blew me off the bed. Like I was like, ah.
You guys,
it's hard to startle me. Like I'm never startled.
That would be your movie if you were in the 80s. It'd be hard to startle.
Yeah. You could kill me easily. I leave everything open. My door's open. Like
text messages open.
Yeah. If you want to kill me, it's easy to do. You hear that, Butler? I'm joking.
Don't challenge people.
Oh, come on. Roasted your jokes. Anyway.
Yeah, if you do get killed, it's probably a contractor. Don't forget.
He was a contracted worker.
Don't tell him. Next story,
Tom,
Russ. Huh?
What would you do / what should I do in this situation I have developing? I walk my dog like up and around the corner, and there's a certain property corner where there's a house and a fence and another fence and like an undeveloped like field.
Yeah.
And in the corner of the fences there, I've noticed over the years like trash develops, and it's almost always like beer cans, coffee cups, like weird headache powders and stuff. And it like almost kind of looks like a hobo like sets up camp there every once in a while, but like and so like after a while I walk my dog by weird times. I try to catch whoever was, because it looked like somebody was sleeping there or something. You know, I go by nighttime, morning time, try to catch them or whatever. Never could, but like trash for years. It's like whatever beer's cheapest at the fucking corner store, tons of cans of it. And then the other day, I finally saw this motherfucker riding like a rental bike. And so he's headed down the street. He stops at that little fence corner and then like reaches in his pocket, tosses all his beer cans out, and then buzzes off on the fucking rental bike. And so it's clearly like some guy that doesn't want to go back to his house with beer cans for whatever reason. His wife's on his ass. His mom's on his ass. He's not supposed to, like, PO whatever. And you can't even have it in his fucking recycling or whatever.
I have seen. There's a dude that lives around here that I've seen. We have one of those big garbage squishers, the one that like literally will smash things. And they come
compactor.
Compactor. And you can hear him. You'll see him drive up, and he'll go to the back, and he'll pull out a big like an ABC liquor store box, but in there are just handles of vodka, and he just puts all the glass in there. But he does it like at a very particular time when nobody's out there, and it's normally real late when I'm taking the dogs out.
Well, yeah, that's you're hiding from your wife or your family. Some shame, but it's a dickhead move to throw it into the goddamn woods or whatever into someone's house. Like just. Can you take it to the trash can? Like, there's a lot of...
Well, then people would see me. It's got to be the woods, because the deer don't judge me.
You could go to, like, McDonald's and go use their dumpster.
Yeah.
No, it's only for McDonald's. I read the sign.
They'll never catch you. They don't care enough.
I'm a rule follower.
If you drive behind any grocery store or Walmart, there's a big dumpster. You can throw shit in there. But it's... You're a dickhead, and that goes out of your way. Like, that's out of your way, so you'd rather just litter on the...
litter,
God, people have been littering more now than ever. Like that UPS guy that was dumping. Yeah, Ross, you saw that.
Like, dumped in the ravine.
Yeah, like 200.
Go there, like
200
perfect
packages.
time to talk about how the BDMs are picking up trash this weekend.
Yeah,
if you want to find out, you got to be a BDM.
I thought that's where he was going.
Yeah, on the event page, we have an event page of the BDM group. So
yeah, that's right, Sam. If you want to pick up trash, you got to be a BDM.
We're gonna have a meetup.
You stole my joke, Ross. I was about to scream it.
I'm not going. It's my birthday.
But I would rather pick up trash than celebrate your birthday. birthday.
It's fine. I'm going to the Magic Kingdom without you.
Now,
then.
I will say,
I thought Rose was going to take it, but I'm like, I'll take that.
when I was in high school, my friends used to come by and we used to just drink in my front yard. Like everybody would show up in their cars and then we just drink.
You just
like
kinda
people
hang out.
Drink 40s or beers in my front yard. And then when people would leave, they would throw, because they can't,
Take it home with them,
young teen dickheads, they would throw it in my neighbor's yard. But my neighbor was like, his house was abandoned for years or whatever, and he had a bunch of overgrowth. And
Don't throw any trash here. I'm leaving for a couple of years.
I remember when someone bought it, there was like, 30, 32 ounce oldie, bottles and shit, and all that. And then they put a no dumping sign. like they cleaned up the front yard and then put no dumping. Like someone was.
Did it work?
I mean, my friends, they threw it in another bush.
It works. Just the bushes.
Yeah, the sign works.
It works. Even that thing by the Salvation Army, I drive by there, and they're like, no trash. I'm like, fuck!
There is something satisfying about throwing something into bushes because it seems like it disappears forever.
Let me tell you, we found it.
No,
the reason why the ocean's full of
But it's got to
plastic.
go in. If you can see a little bit of it, then you got to walk in there.
Yeah, you got to kick it in there further. But once it goes into the
Most
bushes,
of the trash that we picked up last time was in bushes. Yeah.
I mean, quit doing that shit. Who the fuck is throwing their trash outdoors?
My daughter does something that I fully support, and I have yet to tell her that it's not a good thing to do because it cracks me up. But if Maggie, one of my pee-pee, that's my mom's pee-pee dog, now my pee-pee dog, she takes tiny little shits, but she'll get in the grass. Little dogs notoriously will get in the grass and then hang their ass over the curb.
Correct.
Because they don't know they got bad. They don't have backup. They don't have front cameras or back cameras.
They know they're standing in the grass, but they're their ass
they're
and
so
their butthole.
stupid. They're like, well, I'm in the grass. Well, your asshole's not in the grass, you fucking asshole. So it's shitting on the little curb. Well, Maisie, instead of picking it up or kicking it into the bushes, will just get a big leaf and put it over like a trap. I like that. She just puts a big leaf over it. I'm like, it's like a trap.
It's a bamboo trap.
So now we do it. And whenever Maggie shits, we'll just put a leaf over it. It's like a fucking booby trap. I love it.
Let's go to Swiss Family Robinson.
It's a little shit shrine.
Goddamn pirates.
That's what we do. It is the ultimate in lazy, though. It is not good. It is not good.
All right, Ross, what's next?
All right. I don't know if you guys are aware. Since August, Italians have needed a COVID green pass to get around, right? Which means proof of vaccination, negative test, or recovery from virus. Real soon, they're going to the super green pass. Only vaccinations or recover from COVID can get on buses, train stations, cinemas, restaurants, gyms, swimming pools. It's Italy. There's still resistance to the vaccine a little bit. Guy just got arrested. He went to get his vaccine, and the nurse pulled his shirt up, noticed that his skin was rubbery and cold and too light in color. And then came to find out that he had he's wearing like a silicone mold over his arm. They was hoping that they would give him the shot in that.
That's awesome.
And he would get his pass updated.
That's called the Antonio Brown.
It's called the bleached mustache.
He's wearing a fake.
That's a fake penis to beat the drug test.
The needle long enough to go through that. I guess
So they got worried, is this guy acting alone? Is this part of a larger movement? They found a bunch of people on social media who were have this exact plan. They found a guy with a whole silicone chest mold, right? Like arms and chest and everything. And he was worried about the same thing, Tom. He was considering wearing clothes underneath the silicone, and then clothes to make sure that the shot didn't get to his.
It's only in my silicone mold, and I'll just
wear an armor,
and then I'll just throw that in the bushes.
The worst part is you got to do it twice.
Oh shit! Where's my mold?
I got away the first time.
You got to go back and fucking put the mold back.
I got a Surrey reminder. Oh shit! My other shots today, honey. Where's my mold?
And to me, funniest part of the story, it's BBC story. You can read it if you want to. According to the story, the nurse busted him, and then, quote, after being discovered, the man tried to persuade the nurse to turn a blind eye. So just imagine an old Italian guy trying to talk a nurse
Come
out of
on.
Hey, well, how
Forget about it.
How about a couple of Benjamins?
Although the best way to get a true vaccination card that could never be argued, like when I had my buddy the Wizard take my SATs, we went to the actual DMV and I got a legitimate Florida ID with fucking hologram shit. Like it wasn't a fake ID.
No, it was a real ID.
It was my ID with his picture. So like it was, nobody could refute it. You know what I'm saying? Like they could scan it, they could do it. And then his picture was in the goddamn system.
I wish I still had my fake ID. Like I had a real. I had one. I had one that somebody made. I mean, they're. I don't think kids do. I don't think they do it anymore.
Oh, they do it.
Is that a thing though?
Oh, they do it.
But I don't think in the way. I could be very, very much wrong, but I don't hear of them busting we had rings with like thousands of kids getting fake IDs.
I don't think people care anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's
they do the fake IDs, but I don't think people care.
Oh, don't check them? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right. Like, they're just like, eh.
Well,
Ross, do you have
when's
a
the
fake
last
ID?
time you've been ID'd? They don't even fucking look. They go, they just do it because it's a formality again. They don't actually
only
look.
a true leave.
I did like it during the peak mask wearing when they asked for my ID if I buy
like,
the White Claw,
Can you
whatever.
pull your mask
And then
down,
I pull it out. No, they wouldn't ask me to pull my mask out. I just like, here's my ID of the fucking
They're
mask
like,
out.
okay.
And they're like, okay, it's just a formality. The weed doctor. They just need the cameras to prove that they asked for something.
Yeah.
They're not even looking at
No.
it. If I worked there, I wouldn't even do the math, or whatever. I'd just be like, all right, they just have to show the cameras that I looked at something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just nod.
He had to be born in
And
2000.
7-Eleven system now, they have to scan your fucking driver's license if you're getting like nicotine or alcohol or anything. It has to be scanned in there.
Oh, that sucks.
Have you heard that now they're thinking about going all like your ID will be on your phone?
No.
Yeah, they've been talking about
like Apple Wallet.
They'll have your Florida ID or whatever will just be something you bring up on your smartphone.
Some people already have it, don't they?
I think so. Yeah,
I think there are some states that have already been beta testing certain things like this where all your stuff is just on your device.
Yeah, that's where we're going, right?
I think so.
Your
Yeah.
ID. And then is it going to make it easier or harder to fake?
Looks like Florida already has it. It's called the Florida Smart ID. So you can download that app.
And do you just download an app and you get it?
It can be downloaded on your smart device when launched.
Where's the money grab,
It is
right?
not simply a photo of your license when used with an associated Florida Smart ID verifier. So it's specific places will allow it to use it. Not everyone's going to use that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on the...
You know,
right.
like you got some places that be like, I'm sorry, we don't have Apple Pay. It's like, it's been 10 years. What do you mean you don't have Apple Pay?
Yeah. I finally reached old man face enough where they don't really ever...
No.
What, you're like,
no.
Yeah.
I used to get
I still get ID'd all the time.
No, it's only your
yeah.
sideburns, dude. Your face is still young.
They don't ID me anymore. They used to
because
all
you
the
have
time.
long gray sideburns.
Was that why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just your
Goddamn.
grumpy demeanor
Yeah.
and your,
Yeah.
your growling coffee voice.
Yeah, you're sitting there coughing,
Yeah.
and then they're like, yeah, this young man with long sideburns is weird. I better ID him.
What's next, Ross?
We got some more sports news for you, fucking EJ. West Point playing Navy, and in a scheme that I don't think bodes well for our military future. West Point made up their mind to go and steal the U.S. Naval Academy mascot, right? And so they get to the farm. They see the mascot, Bill number 37, serving as mascot right now. He ran away, and in a Scooby-Doo worthy switcheroo, they nabbed Bill number 34 instead. They stole the wrong fucking goat.
So now this is the plot to a Meatballs movie, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is what they used
Any 80s movie.
yeah, like stealing the other team's mascot. This used to
We
be
stole Brooksville High's chicken and it died. What do we do? You know,
Yeah,
like,
We got to replace the bulldog. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
oh, God.
Homer Simpson 100% did it.
Yeah.
This is
Jebediah Springfield vibes.
how much trouble do you get into? This is like a lighthearted thing, right? Or do you
I
get
think we're beyond this.
Ring.
We're beyond this. This is like when my grandfather was telling me about pole sitting, where you would climb a high pole
Yeah.
and sit up
Sit on
there in
top
a
of it.
fur coat, holding like a pennant from Harvard.
Every
you know?
generation
Go
has
Harvard.
that,
You know,
though.
like, get it the
We
fuck
had
outta here.
planking.
Let's investigate Tom's theory, though. You think these kids are just going to get a slap on the wrist from the U.S. Military Academy and the U.S. U.S. Naval Academy.
Guantanamo. Full Guantanamo.
Waterboarding and everything.
Yeah, I want the W treatment. Put the blanket on them with the water.
And at some point, they're going to be facing a table of admirals and generals with like clipboards and pens and lists of their crimes. And it's going to come up that they stole the wrong fucking goat.
Yeah, they're not going to let you go.
And you're a criminal and you're incompetent.
And don't say anything positive about Obama. Because you're going to extra time.
It's gonna be bad.
And just for the record, this is not the first time this century that West Point is fucked up like this. In 2018, in 2018, Army officials at West Point apologized after a Falcon belonging to the Air Force Academy was injured during a prank.
Yeah, just
fucking idiots.
Leave the animals alone.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is like the animal. Now
Still like the costume or something,
I'm
right?
kind of being serious now. It's like the animal has no idea that you are kind of abusing it to parade it around on the field. It won't be there, right?
No.
Like it would rather be soaring the skies or goating on a mountain somewhere. But you bring it there, and then you have young, drunk, teen military personnel like abuse it and hurt it.
Yeah,
I mean it's just not necessary.
Yeah.
I'm all for pranks and revelry and having fun and stuff like that, but just like Sam said, don't hurt the animals.
I like it when the Falcons have the tiny leather mask that covers their eyes.
Look, it's the Red Grange. Tiny football player.
And it's like, if we take this off, it'll go fucking crazy.
Yeah. This tiny leather football helmet is the only thing protecting your jugular. If I take this thing off, it's going to fucking slice you good.
Well, doesn't that tell you that it doesn't want to be wherever it's at?
Right.
Look how mad it gets when I steal its hat.
It's going to have a panic attack.
Yeah, it's going to freak out if you take its mask
Hey guys,
off.
Right.
hey guys, get over here. This bird flips the fuck out when I steal its fedora.
And also, how stupid is the Falcon that all it needs is a mask to not know its surroundings?
No, that's what I always said about Cyclops, the X-Men. He has those red glasses. You take those off, he's killing everybody.
Like, you hear the crowd and shit, you know you're not in a peaceful jungle anymore. like is a mask really like, I'm sitting there, just must be in the jungle at night.
Maybe the Falcon's like me. I'm more of a visual thing. I can hear my wife's pussy a lot, but when I see it, I'm like, oh.
It makes us sad.
Add that to the list. Tom can fight through a hood and receive inside information.
Although the coolest mascot, when you do let it go and it flies around the
Falcon.
guy, you know what I'm saying? The coolest mascot.
It is the coolest.
Most of the mascots.
The least coolest is any mascot that can pull its arms and legs inside its inflatable body. Like Little Red or any of those
the one
stupid
from Nebraska,
those
the
things should
Cornhusker.
all be run over by trains.
I was thinking LSU with a tiger they usually bring on the field, which is scary.
Well, they stopped
if that
doing
thing
that
got
now,
lost,
right?
oh my god!
Yeah, we're done with Indians and tigers. Anything that's alive, basically.
Well, they get like a stinky bulldog or whatever.
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
Bevo, the Longhorn from
Ugga's
Texas.
okay though, right? Ross, we're good with Ugga because he just kind of waddles out. He's got a sweatshirt on.
Yeah, it's fine because it's a domesticated dog.
He sits in a king's chair. They feed him like steak. That thing is kept.
Oh yeah.
When you're running
That
the
fucking bulldog lives the life, dude. That bulldog lives.
Yeah,
Because there's like Ugga 5 and
he's
Ugga
treated
8.
better than the students at that school.
It was Ugga 5 when I was there in like '96.
Okay, that would make sense.
When you're running the buffalo out on the field and it's just running for its life.
Yeah, for Colorado.
Yeah, it's just
that
spray
thing's
shit
terrifying.
everywhere.
Yeah. It's like that buffalo is terrified of everything, and and it's you're not even leading it; it's running, and do they just run it from one end zone to another? Because
I don't know. All I know is when they get it back in the pen, they're like, whew.
Get in the stands once.
And I'm like, that's not a good thing to be doing.
this shit was pissed.
It's like, wow, we dodged the bullet again. It's like, why are you even doing
I wish we could put a mask over its face.
We need,
Like
we need a
falcon.
big bison-sized falcon helmet.
Big old football helmet.
What else we got?
Have you ever tried those things on the fucking parrots, Tom? Maybe that would help with the parrots.
That's a good idea. Put
I
hats
would
on all
love
your...
to see you try to do
Put
that.
fedoras on them, though. little fedoras. Like the ones that people... there's a pizza place here in town, Tomasito's, where they make the delivery drivers... I've talked about this before, but they make the delivery driver bring your pizza wearing a fucking fedora.
Oh, no.
And I love it. I fucking love it. And when they come to the door, I'm like... I'll yell to Andrea. I'll be like, do they have a hat on? She's like, yep. I'm like, yes. Fucking love it.
Just leave the GD pizzas at the door like everybody else.
No,
standing there.
2019.
Yeah. No,
Danny, and
COVID, just leave it.
I
Don't
want
bother me.
fedora and pizza at my door, no mouse.
Everybody's adopted. They'll leave it at the door. Just leave it at the GD door.
Maybe the Home Alone. The money's there.
Okay, it's better for everybody anyway.
How am I going to see the fedora?
Next story, Ross.
All right, I think we talked a few months ago about the presidential plane lottery. They were going to raffle off the president of Mexico's plane for money.
Yes,
and that fell through. I think they did. They did raffle off an old El Chapo house. That happened. But in that lottery, a lot of people got altruistic and bought tickets for places they wanted to win. For example, in southern Mexico, some people bought tickets for this small nursery in their village, about 24 pupils. And this nursery ended up winning 20 million pesos in the lottery, $950,000. Sounds good. However, this is Mexico. That ended up in the newspaper, and the local gang came to the nursery and said, "Hey, give us that fucking pesos. We needed to buy guns." Literally, that's what they said. They're like, "We needed to buy guns." The nursery refused. So they've been systematically harassing the people in this village. They shot at a guy. They've been beating up ladies and kids.
Jesus Christ.
Says here, the community lost cattle, homes, refrigerators, corn and beans harvests, and chickens. And it got so bad, basically, that these people abandoned their village and went to live in the fucking woods to get away from these bandits.
That's where we throw all our bottles. Don't live there. Oh my God.
It's like the plot to Three Amigos.
Get out of my bottle bushes.
Yeah, well, didn't they know? You must have an understanding of what's going on in your own country. I mean, if we get, it's like going to the homeless camp in L.A. where there's you or whatever. And let's give one of these homeless people $80,000 cash and then see what happens at night. You know what I'm saying? Bad things will happen.
Up Mr. Beast.
So it's you must have known by telling everybody, "Hey, I'm giving this business $900,000. Don't fuck with them." Of course it's gonna happen. You have lawlessness. There's horrible shit going on all the time. I think gangs are still running parts of Mexico, right?
Oh, yeah.
People's heads are still getting chopped off. Bad shit's still happening.
Yeah. There are a lot of countries where, you have area. That's the scariest thing, not to get on a downer, but there are parts of the world where you can live in a village and there can be just groups of people that will enter your village and fuck it all up.
Yeah.
And just and then you have no government or anybody,
because half of them are corrupt too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, I know we have our own problems here,
Yeah.
but if we pause for a second and look around, we can, it's not that bad.
The good news is I just need 6 more magnificent gunslingers, and we got a real ideal situation here.
Once you get $900,000, that's got to be more than your business is worth, right? So you should just take off after that, right? I guess maybe.
But it wasn't like they gave it to any one person. They gave this nursery the fucking money, so you got to spend it on the nursery, basically.
Oh, gotcha. So, or you spend it fast, kind of like when they direct deposit too much money into your bank account. You go
withdrawal.
Yeah, you spend it as fast as possible because
I don't have it. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I guess.
And that's what these people did. They threw up a new roof immediately. They tried to fucking spend it, but it was just it's Brewster's Millions. It's too much money for them to get rid of in this rural Mexico, and the bandits are like, "Give it. We need guns."
Yeah, but he spent it all at the end of that movie.
He did. You're right.
But only because Johnny Bench didn't pick up his fucking necklace.
No, it was a piece of furniture.
I know.
Well, I get stuff wrong all the time. I got to make sure I get it right.
We do take for granted the fact that we have the ability to call the police or have a military or whatever.
Totally,
someone can't just be like, "Give me all your money." Fuck, there's nothing you can do.
That's why I say, for the most part, you look around, everybody's pretty fucking cool. I wish we'd all remember that, because there are places in Africa where you can be in your village with your mom and your dad, and then just a Jeep rolls through, and then you look around and everything's fucking on fire and everyone's dead. And you're like, well, that didn't go well.
But then you got too much government, and then they start fucking with you too much.
Yeah.
It's just like, "Hey, I'm just minding my own business. Why are you fucking tasing me?"
Don't tase me, bro. Go Gators.
That's where we have a problem. Anyway, next story, Ross. Or is that it?
Speaking of the government, we got the Consumer Financial Protection. Oh, God. I turned into Max Headroom for a second. I'm sorry. Financial Protection Bureau, the CFPB, they just issued some new rules about like telemarketing, and the big change that everybody's up in arms about is they basically said that if they find you on social media, they can't like post on your wall or anything like that. But now, if you owe a motherfucker money and they find your Twitter, they can DM you.
They can slide up in your DMs.
They can DM you to collect money. No limit to the messages.
No limit.
They just block them, right?
Master P.
You can block them. You can do the no call list thing to this too. But unless you do that, they can get in your DMs and fucking hit you up as much as they want.
Interesting.
Although
that normalizes it, right? A little more. Doesn't that make it a little more of an extension of us? Doesn't that make us a little more robotic, a little more part of the simulation?
But if it's just as easy to be like, block, that's easier than when the collections agencies used to call me in college, and then they because
you don't know how to block people on Twitter.
I figured it out.
He never even goes on
There's got to be some block button somewhere.
He doesn't even know how to get to his DMs. Remember when he didn't know that Instagram had DMs?
Oh, I know.
No.
Listen,
there were a couple messages in there for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, help!
All I gotta find are the dots. Everything is behind the dots.
There it is.
He's right. Yeah. 3 dots.
Yeah.
Look
There's
for the 3 dots. Hit the 3 dots.
Top right corner.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Everything's behind 3 dots.
Yes. If I find the dots, something will tell me to do something.
Find the dots.
I just had a fucking flash of a bald, liver-spotted Tom Van yelling at Max Jr. Where are the dots on this thing?
By that time I'll give up. I've already
You're pretty close.
I've had a serious conversation with my wife because she's had it with me in technology. I've driven Daniel insane this week. We're trying to figure out shit.
I've been very patient. I've been very patient.
I almost had a breakdown when I was figuring out FreshBooks this week.
Walter, call the fresh book. These books stink.
That was here late as fuck.
Oh no!
Man, I was like, where's the thing?
I saw the alarm.
What's happening?
It was like he shut everything down at 11:45 at night. He's going home defeated in the middle of the night.
Yeah, just shred my application.
I was like, where is this invoice? I don't even know how do you make it? What do you click on?
Sitting in here, one light on,
clicking on every. Anyway,
these numbers are not getting crunched this month.
Oh, they're crunched. They're crunched to
Too
shit.
small.
And then I told my wife, I was like, listen, there will be a time I would just fully give up and never try again. I won't yell. How does this work?
You better hire that guy you had on Weird Joe.
I'll look at it. If I can't figure it out, I'll just give up. I'll just not do it.
Give it up to God. Yeah,
whatever it is, technology-wise, I'll just say, I can't do it. That's it. I'm dead. I'll just scream, I'm dead. So don't worry, everybody. I'll just scream, I'm dead.
I like that.
But you know what happens, asshole? You don't get to do that. You end up being pop-pop, and then your ass has to drive down to Kissimmee and take him to dialysis 3 times a month.
Oh, God.
Yeah. That's it. Well, hopefully I'll have a grandson that loves me. And,
well...
Yeah.
Not that far.
Yeah, I think Tommy's son.
I think you'll get to be in the parking lot.
What if your kids decide to be Team No Kids and they don't have children?
No, the Vans like to procreate. They fuck. The Vans fuck.
Yeah.
You can fuck without procreating.
Yeah, but they don't like to do that.
Yeah, we're also not safe. That's the problem with
there
the
Vans.
We
go.
Yeah. No one likes to wear a condom.
No plan man.
We hate condoms. I tell my sons, I'm like, they don't feel the same.
It feels gross. You don't know what it is yet, but you will.
I'm not going to tell
Feels
sex that.
way better without one. I mean, it does, right?
Yes. It is way better.
Get it together, condoms. Why? We haven't come up with a condom that feels the same as if you're not wearing one. Like they say, like there's like feels like real skin.
They're too thin. I don't like it where it feels like I'm putting on that bag they put around newspapers.
I'll take you one better, Tom. This is 2021. Why don't we have a condom that feels better than pussy?
Right?
I know. You're right, Ross.
Ross. I'm voting for you for something. I don't know. What are you running for? I'm voting for you for.
Or actually,
fucking governor of condoms.
Governor of condoms, Ross McCoy.
You're right. What if you put it on and it feels
That's
better?
The show title.
How much better would the world be, by the way? Where we wouldn't we can help with the STDs, we can help with pregnancy and shit. If it felt better than it did without it,
maybe it would ease up on women because we'd finish faster together. felt so
done.
good, they'd be like, "Oh God,
Well,
he
they
finished
would
in
never
3
finish
seconds. This
either
is
then.
fantastic."
No, the
Wait,
other
who
side.
wants somebody to finish in 3
Yeah, that's what I'm
seconds?
saying.
Don't worry, I take care of my wife, and then I also finish in 3 seconds.
You do, but most of the population doesn't.
Yeah. The population using condoms wants to actually have some sort of experience.
Yeah.
We've been
Not
married for
me.
too long.
I just do it for function. For me, it's like health. It's like you got to do it. It's like taking a shit.
And you can be milked once a day.
Yeah, taking a white pee.
Yeah, it's like beneficial for both of us. Look, we got to do it. I'll eat it. You suck it. That's what we got to do to be healthy. It's a healthy thing to do. Well, even if it's disgusting, it's like taking vitamins. You still got to do it.
Yeah.
Even party patches smell sometimes.
It's Handmaid's Tale at this point. I have my hand on my hips and I'm looking up.
When I dip, you dip, we dip.
All right, Ross, we're done.
Damn.
I'm gonna real quick heist story for you. Classic heist. Berlin. These guys set up in the business next door to the business they wanted to steal from. Waited till night time, knocked a hole in the wall, got all the shit, and fucking bounced. What they were stealing was dozens of Lego sets. They left 100 plus empty cardboard boxes behind. And as of the time of this story, it is unclear whether or not they took the instruction books.
Wow, dude.
Why does Europe have traditional heists more than the United States?
They're more
They
traditional
do.
than us.
I don't know if it has to do with like the streets and they can get away more or shit, but like they do have just tons of fucking heists.
Yeah, especially in Italy, and especially they drive in Mini Coopers to get away through the sewers.
Because I'd like to say they're just emulating what they see on movies, but we have the same heist movies here in the United States, and we have very little heists compared to Europe.
I think Ross might be right. A heist, though, is like getting a bunch of goods out of almost always a tight spot, right? And they're older and tighter and more compact. We're a little more spread out, right?
No, but we got big cities like they do.
We got heists. America's got heists too. We got heists.
I mean, there's big enough cities that the United States has that are like, that are at least formatted pretty close to the point where we at least have a couple heists a year, right? Where
we have bank robberies.
Maybe it's a gun thing, and like we have just better access to guns, so there's more like armed robbery, and they just don't have the guns to fucking pull that off. So they gotta like get together with their skill saws and shit and pull off a heist.
That was going to be my guess. Is that when we have a heist, they're like, "Hey, there's a heist, shoot them all." And then there, it's like, there's a heist. It's like, oh, we better drive after them because we don't got any guns. I wish we could shoot them all.
We're cutting holes in while doing a super like in Europe, they're doing super complicated heists, and here in the United States, we're just like, we go in there with guns, we point it at, they give us whatever we want. Easy. We're like, oh, yes,
watch this. No need to cut a hole. This cuts a hole in it cuts a hole in their underwear when they shit their pants.
Just pointing a gun at someone is easier than waiting till after hours, cutting the glass hole. But they get away with it in Europe. It seems like
guns.
The heist here, they like anytime you go in there, like very few armed robberies.
My favorite though are the ones when they get away and you're opening the safe again, and when you open it inside, it's like all the bank people, all the cops, and everybody all tied up. Like tidy, like a tidy heist.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just putting this all together now as we're talking, but that's why that Kim Kardashian heist didn't ring true to me, because they fucking held them all at gunpoint. It was more American style than European. That was a fucking setup.
You're right. You're right.
For sure,
heist is traditionally non-gun and European or somewhere not here.
So with those kind of Legos, though, I mean, don't they just pop up on the internet somewhere and then you find them? Like, where are you
going to the dark web?
You know what I was thinking? I could be wrong, Rose, but I was thinking maybe this is like stuff where they could. You're seeing a lot of like duped Legos, especially for the sets that are very popular and coveted.
Mm-hmm. And Dan, I'm going to need you to use another word just because the other form of Legos is called Duplos.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, those are the ones for kiddos. But yeah, maybe they're just duplicating them. Maybe they're like making them black market.
You sell them to some factory in China,
like newer designs. Like if you have if you have Razor Crest from Mandalorian, and you can duplicate that 1 million times and sell that black market, that'd be pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, I
you can
guess
make a lot of money off of that.
Yeah.
My pet theory is, there's all these Lego shows and Lego building is hotter than ever. I think we got a Lego Heisenberg here. This was clearly him and Jesse stealing the Legos they need to make the Lego masterpiece.
There's a guy making a full functioning Lego car. I think it's been done before, but he's trying to make the engine and everything out of Lego.
I like in this story about it, it says, it's not immediately clear whether the burglars had also taken the instruction books.
Yeah, Russ said that.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that part. I was reading...
No, it's all right.
In the Lego world...
Can you guys do the Lego sets without the instruction books?
No.
Some people can.
Not
I cannot.
this one I'm doing. Not this damn Home Alone set where me and Andrea and May are
that's
almost
a massive
done with
set,
it.
though.
It's 4,000 pieces, and we're on like the last bag, and then I got to install the lights because I ordered a light kit from Sweden. And it's like tiny wires, and then you put them underneath the brick and put the brick on, and then you test the light.
See, and my wife has got me like to almost zero on hoarding. But the one thing I insist is like we have to keep all the Legos and all the instruction books, whether that's on the box in the case of some of these like Christmas ones or whatever. So we have a big fucking Lego stack.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I have a lot, and I'm going to have to start getting rid of them.
Once you put them together, do you display them in some way?
Well, the Home Alone one we do because it lights up. It's taken the place of my mom's Christmas village.
Yeah.
Because the village is sad now, a lot more sad, and it's also kind of deteriorating. So in order to preserve it, we're just going to keep it wrapped up. I mean, I guess until it falls apart in the boxes. I don't know what you're supposed to do with old people stuff, but yeah, we're displaying the Home Alone ones, and then we're
a Lego display.
We're not going to take them apart. We're going to leave them.
Yeah.
And then
that'd be miserable every year. Like we got to start in June.
Yeah.
To put the
Some people do though. Some people, when they're done, they take it all the way apart, put it in Tupperware with the thing, and then next year I'll put you back together.
Oh no!
See, that's why I insist. Ours is all in like one giant fucking bin, so it's going to be a nightmare. But like, I'm looking forward to the day I do have grandkids, and I can like just fucking do these Legos with my grandkids. You know?
Yeah, it'll be fun. Absolutely, man.
Although, like, I'm the same way where my sons have ruined out all their shit, just like their old man does. And everything they put together, like, is half put together because they played with it and it broke apart. And then so there's like 7 different, like, Harry Potter Lego sets and like other things, all in just bags and bags of
it would be nightmare.
Yeah,
it would be.
You'll never get it back together.
No, impossible to do it. So now it just sits there, and they're not interested in it anymore. So I'm just like, what do I do with it? Do I give it away or donate it to what?
I teach them the fun that is blue fire and burn it. I love burning plastic. God, it's fun, man. That blue fire and the black smoke that gives you boogers.
Who's on Tots with Ross coming up?
Well, I think you remember last time we talked about I had SBK and Buckethead lined up. SBK ghosted me. Buckethead no called, no showed, and then texted me.
What? What did he say? Sorry, what did Buckethead say to you?
That makes me laugh.
Buckethead, we had a time set, and I like at that time I texted him, hey, I just need the phone number to reach you at. 2 hours later, he texted me the phone number with no other message. And I texted him back, oh, yeah, well, I turned Mickey loose a couple hours ago, so we'll reschedule. And I said, I'm going to get with you next week. And he was like, next week's really busy. And I was like, okay.
You got the chop.
It'd be funny. He blew you up.
I was going to go around, beat him in a foot race one time, like shave my head one time. What did I think? Oh, yeah, and I was going to ask him if he was still afraid of breastfeeding. That was going to be the Buckethead show.
So, no guests coming up, if that's it. There's other people.
I'm just saying, we fell behind schedule a little bit because I had a couple of days. And so that's what, but we're going to catch up, Mo. We're going to catch up real soon.
Oh, man.
Lit law firm, just call Mo.com.
If you need a guest, I can always fill in. I don't know. Like, I know I did it one other time.
Yeah, Tom can ghost you too.
You probably need a bucket through me.
You weren't able to get Buckethead, but how about...
Have you had Ennis on yet?
He's had me on there. I was on there with Zach Bennett.
Oh,
he had to put
Zach just moved away.
Yeah, he moved to Arizona,
Zach
New Mexico.
on there.
But
put Zach on there to make you funny.
Yeah, that ain't getting any downloads.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because EJ was on there.
Dare you?
I'm just saying.
I got paid not to do work.
It is grave digger time of year. Maybe I'll get in touch with you.
Grave digger season.
It is
January 1st, somewhere around there.
It is so hard for me to bring my son to the Monster Jam. Like, I just can't. I'm like, I don't want to see it.
Do they want to see it?
They kind of do, but they'll never know. If I don't tell them, they'll never know it's in town. Then I kind of just don't tell
I
them.
will buy you
no.
tickets just to see you make you go.
I took them one time and they had fun, but when I sat there, I was looking around and I was like, "Oh, fuck this place."
I think you should do it and Facebook Live the whole thing.
I think it was like Mickey Rourke and the Wrestler, where you're sitting there and you like couldn't fight yours, so you wanted to run down there and get back in it.
Knees,
not better than these guys.
I will.
Randy the Ram needs to get out there and jump it one more time.
God damn it!
Yeah, and die on some pain pills.
Listen,
I decide redneck autographs.
Oh, get paralyzed in front of your boys. Don't do it.
I hated that the host we work for would make us stand in a grass patch and sign autographs like we were special, because we weren't, and we still aren't.
I will say though, when halftime rolled around, they didn't have any. Like, they didn't. I was like, well, this sucks, because I would like
You
to
should
see
contact them and see if they need a halftime show.
some radio stunt boy do some ridiculous shit.
It's the nice break from people screaming and loud noises for me to go get a beer, get some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
Instead, what you do is you ruin my halftime and getting out there and having some, oh, what's up, very good, and then you jump the thing, and I'm like, oh,
Shoot a
great.
fake rock.
I got
It
some
did
fat
not
guy
work.
yelling at me. I got some dumb American singing the song. I got this guy's got smoke bombs on his thing. He's jumping it. Just shut the fuck up.
No, come on.
So
No.
let me get my beer and then come back and see the monster truck.
You'd rather have something. You can still go see the beer and miss the dumb shit I did.
I will do that. But I want peace and quiet while I'm pissing with 50 other dudes in a bathroom.
I'm just saying. I mean, I would like to see some radio dumb stunt boy out there doing some shit.
You know what
I want my kids to see
You know
it.
what
I want to chant drunky too.
You know what I liked better than your bit? It was when Crash would get out there and he'd get everybody, 10 different people a key, and one of them had a key to a Chevy Silverado, and undoubtedly it was always the first person with the key. Started right up. All the other 9 people
Throw the key right at Crash.
That's dumb shit. I'm just saying, if some fucking radio stunt boy was doing some goofy shit, I like to watch that with my family. That's all I'm saying.
I'm team frisbee dog personally.
Yeah, I am
shitting frisbee dog.
Arena football. I'm just saying they don't do it anymore. I did it, and no one fucking followed in my footsteps.
Well, maybe they learned their lesson.
Yeah.
You wanted the best, you got the best.
Yeah, they're done with it.
You can't duplicate.
It dies with you.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like
Or you killed it.
It's better time, right?
You motherfucker. It seems like someone could. It's not hard. Someone could do it.
It's not easy. It's a lot of work for nothing.
It's pretty easy. I'll set up a ramp with fucking boxes.
I think we solved it. It's a lot of work for nothing.
Maybe that is it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
We can spend
Why did I do it? 10 years
for the fame, baby.
What were you saying, Ross?
I don't even like it.
We can spend the budget on a radio stunt boy, or we can bring back the T.G. Lee milk blimp. Your call.
$300. Like,
Hey, I caught
Your
one of
life
those.
is worth $300.
I caught one of those
some
free
of them
gallons
free.
of milk. I caught one of the free gallons of milk one time.
Really?
Yeah.
3 gallon. You feel like a fucking king.
You do
Yeah,
feel like a king.
you do.
And you get and it's not the shit milk. It's like the name brand good ass milk.
Cold.
Yeah.
Do they
The one with
bring
the
it to
yellow,
you?
with the yellow.
No, they don't bring it to you. You get a coupon.
Like a voucher, yeah.
They should bring you the milk. I want a cold ass gallon.
No, they should drop the
it's gonna
gallon of
get
milk
hot.
from the
It's
blimp.
gonna get hot by the third quarter.
I'm just sipping it. I'm like showing everyone. I want
I'm not gonna silk
Oh,
milk.
I'm lactose intolerant. I'd shit my pants in the
Actually,
game.
I will support Tom's idea in that you should be given the choice of either having, would you like your milk to go, or would you like it now ice cold?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you go down to whatever cafeteria you get the milk. Like there's cafeterias, like there's kitchens in the goddamn arena. I've seen it.
There's
concession
multiple.
stand, you mean?
I got a bunch of whipped butter from a fucking chef one time. What? Just for Tuttle to smash it Barry Wagner's suit.
No, that's true, but you're wrong. In this situation, the blimp needs to drop gallons of milk.
Oh, that's good.
Well, if you're looking up, maybe
Oh,
it's a rocket through
it's gonna hit the
Granny's hand
stairs
onto
and
her face.
explode.
Yeah. A gallon of milk.
Killing old lady.
Yeah.
I would watch Ross pilot a blimp with a gallon of milk and then murder an old granny. That would be, man, that's like a reverse claw machine or something.
All right,
And
Ross.
then imagine a ref makes a bad call on free gallon of milk night. Imagine that hellish brand.
Oh my god! Raining gallons of milk on the field.
I do like those old stories of bad promotions where they just start throwing.
Nickel beer night. Oh,
Mini bats.
Yeah, mini bass, fish, and squid.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, Ross. We'll talk to you next.
All right, guys, I quit.
All right, buddy. I was about to say next time.
Next year?
I was like, is there one? I know there's a show next week and this weekend.
Yeah, there'll be another one, the 17th.
All right.
You didn't even hear
Let's take a
Ross's
break.
nice joke. He said he quit.
Oh, I missed it.
It was great.
That was a long
He
time
may
ago.
have quit again.
Okay. We need music, don't we? That was fun.
Now we're doing the Clear channel where they you quit, but they
We
just
bring you back for free.
Just doing what you used to do, but now there's no money involved.
Yeah.
Better for us.
Dried up. Sorry. This is, I don't know who this is. Just listen to it. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. 1-844-TOMNDAN. Show at tomanddan.com for last minute emails. Dump them out is up next.
I'm Mr. Manic, the romantic, adrenaline.
Me and my daughter, Maisie Dennis, feasted upon the fine food of Gringos Locos last night. It was daddy-daughter night, and it does not disappoint. When your kid only eats burritos, you go to Gringos.
Yeah. Enjoy your life. Do yourself a favor. Get some double D's on your way home.
Big, fat, mouth-hugger burrito.
Yep.
The thing is as big as 2 footballs.
I love that pork quesadilla. Gringos Locos. All their fruit is
Their
great.
queso is phenomenal. You can just drink it. It's really good with multiple locations everywhere, including the Amway Center. If you're seeing a big sporting event, if you're going to see apparently Elton John and Billy Joel, this is the time of year they like to come to Florida because they're old and fat. You can go there and you can be fat too by eating delicious tacos the whole concert long. Just stuff your face crazy.
Yep. Location downtown, their original location, location in the Milk District. Their first location started advertising with us years ago. They also got a location on Michigan Avenue, one by UCF.
Here's where they really excel, though. Like, we're giving you the locations, and those are best when you want quick eats or a concert or you're leaving a bar.
Yeah.
But catering, dude. Their catering is my favorite thing. I actually prefer it to even go to the restaurant because I like sitting in my own home and having delicious tacos brought to me like a big fat king.
Yep. Also, speaking of getting them delivered, I mean, they're on all the different delivery services. Just search them and get some double D's delivered to your house, like Daniel said. That's the way to do
It's so good. It's Gringos Locos. You can check them out in all their locations, and they're the official taco provider. And the only place I believe that they advertise is with us, and we're certainly proud of that. It's gringoslocos.com. Pull me up on my headphones. That's Deep Valley. The name of the song is Magic Medicine. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Let's do some Dump 'em Out.
All right, buddy.
We've got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump them out and play. I want to see your topics. Ooh, I want to also see your bottomics.
Dump 'em Out brought to you by our watering hole program. We've got a bunch.
Program.
Yeah,
It's a program.
Sound more official.
It's a program. Actually, no, it's a module. It's a series of modules you go through.
And basically, it's our
webinars,
our bar partners, our brewery partners.
Partners is what we call them.
I went to the commission for the first time a
that
couple
place
weeks
is
ago.
dope.
Oh, it's really awesome.
that's one of them.
That's a goodie.
Obviously, we got a bunch in Sanford with Tuffy's, West End, Celery City. We've got Brew Tap House, Bug Nutty. That's in Cocoa.
Yeah, hit 'em
Dade
all.
City. We got Mets Lounge.
Yeah, Dade's is the new one. Hey, don't sleep on their. Was it the IPA?
It was, what's the German one? God damn it, I'm not going to be able to remember
They're
it now.
good. They have solid beers. Check that place out. If you're looking for new places, maybe if you're in the craft beer, I know you get like the Tick, check them all off your box there, you can hit Dade City. They're really good.
Yeah, and if you want to be a part of our watering hole program, just go to tomanddanwateringholes.com. There's an email there. Or if you want to advertise with us, just send an email to me, tom@tomanddan.com.
Oh, my wife's in the chat room. Call in because I want you to tell your dream you had about the sponsor we went to that served us slop. She had a nightmare.
Oh, no.
Let's just go into that because one of our...
I know you love nightmares, right?
Yeah.
He hates dreams.
Yeah, tell me about your dreams. I'd love to hear that.
He hates dreams and nightmares.
Is this because I've been dragging you to sponsor places? I'm like, act nice to pretend you like it. Even though it's disgusting. They're paying us.
So, I hope Andrea's calling in. Baby, I hope I'm not putting you on the spot.
Don't put people on the spot.
Andrea had a...
Eat the slop. We're going to talk about it.
Dude,
it's undercooked.
You were there. You were in the dream. I didn't know that we were so interconnected and so enmeshed as a business couple that you and I now appear in each other's dreams, but we're lucid and we can interact. No, Andrea had a dream where apparently we all we were checking out a new sponsor. And it was a restaurant. I want to get her on the line. God damn it. Is she calling?
Nothing.
She may not even be
she's calling now. Line two.
Did we meet with the owner and
Babe, you start slapping the table?
Their niece who's in charge of marketing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Can I tell the story about the slop?
Yeah, I mean, it was a dream, and it wasn't anybody specific.
I know, but I mean, like...
Oh, okay. It will be. I don't know if you know this, but I'm in charge of sales now.
Look at me.
And I'll take anything.
Man.
I'm the sales guy now.
Samantha's signing into Indeed right now.
This is going to get rough.
Oh, shit. So, babe...
Slop warehouse? Nah, right. $250 a month. We'll say it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable slop.
Give them 3 options. They'll take the middle one because they're idiots, and away we go. All right.
Don't tell us too true. Too true.
So tell your dream.
Like when you said that, I was like, did I have a dream? Because they come and they go, but.
No, you had a dream. Now this bitch.
Thanks for talking about our sponsors.
This really happened.
Hold on a second. Now this bitch is going to act like...
It happened. No. Now that you said it, I remember, but...
She knows I was going to hit her if she didn't say something.
The memory, but anyway. So I had this dream, and we're all there, and we're eating, and they put down just this terrible dinner, and we're kind of just... shoveling it in.
What did Maisie have that you thought was so ridiculous? It was something that they gave Maisie. They're like, hey, and what every kid likes, raw chicken. It was something like her food wasn't prepared right.
Yeah, and then I look at Daniel, and I was like, why are we here?
And then she said, I said that I was like, Tom just wanted us to check it out.
This for sure has happened back in the day on the radio, right?
I want to hug you right now. Oh my God, come here, little baby.
It's her reminiscing on past traumas that are probably going to happen now that Tom's in charge.
Eating an elephant ear and some spider webs.
I'm like, this is what
my God, you shouldn't be spending all your money.
This is when the new documentary comes out about Tom. It's called Becoming Very Good.
Clear Channel's going to fucking kill you. You're going out of business.
So what else happened?
But yet Tom wasn't there with his kids. It's always us that have to
y'all are the guinea pigs.
He had to go to Miami.
And then he goes, my family's vegetarian. We can't eat here.
We can't go. Listen, look, none of the dishes in Slop Warehouse are vegan.
It's not my fault. The owners of these goddamn places won't accept that. We'll just say we ain't there. They need you. They have to see you do it.
They need a picture.
They have to see you gagging down. I don't know why. I'm like, well, the listeners will never know. We'll just say we did it.
Tom, that was in there. So Andrea's telling me about this. Andrea said there was a moment in your dream, and
you got to try our slop.
And you can, babe, you can feel free to jump in here if I'm butchering this. But she said that they did the where they're like, huh? Where they're like, as I'm putting it in my mouth, they did the huh? Huh? Just like mom.
They stood there. They stood there watching us eat this. And it seriously was just...
Now, here's where it goes off the rails. Andrea said she did something she's never done in her life, and you put her in a position that forced her in her dreams to become a person she is not designed to become. She looked at me and said something she's never said, something she would never do, and she'd rather die. She said, I'm not paying for this.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? You said, and she said, and you were willing to die on the hill. You were like, I said, we will walk out.
Oh.
The good thing is they usually give it to you for free. So
no, they gave us a bill, and nothing was comped.
No, okay.
And I said, Daniel, I'm not paying for this. I cannot, in good conscience, pay for this. And then
we dined and dashed.
Walked away.
I know. For Andrew, it's pretty bizarre. Yeah, most people, like, in my dream, what am I doing? In my dream, I'm fucking a man, and then I kill him afterwards. That's a horrifying thing. In Andrea's, she just dines and dashes. People are, like, shocked.
I like how we run out a $150 tab, and they're going to pay us $500 a month. Fuck that, I'm not paying them.
They'll never know who we were.
They're good for it. Just take it off your bill.
I think this is bad at business.
Wait. Would you still, if Daniel and I said that this place was trash and it was disgusting, would you still take the money?
I'll be like, you guys are picky.
He fucking would. You really would.
It's
fine.
Hey, you guys expect too much. Norm will eat anything.
So then you'd hear the ad and be like, "Hi, it's Tom Vine for Slob Warehouse," and I personally think it's very good.
Yeah, Norm's like sloth. He'll eat any tray you give him.
Yeah.
All right, man.
We eat a Burger King.
Daniel and I are not picky. You're the one that wasn't even there trying.
Okay, don't
In the
start.
dream, she's shitting on you for not being there in the dream.
She's mad at you for a dream.
Don't start any more in-show fighting. We've had enough this
I
week.
tried it at the initial meeting. I needed Daniel to go with you so I could say we both did it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You were just happy it had meat in it.
I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
All right, good night.
All right, what do we got here?
We got Caesar's 5 diarrhea night.
Yeah, it continues. I'm just giving you an update. He did 5 mega plops, right?
5 in one night.
In a row. They look like a Christmas tree. They went wider at the bottom and they started getting smaller to the top. It's like he's getting in the mood of the season. He did them like big plop, smaller plop, smaller. And then eventually, and here's the kicker, and I wrote it down and I didn't tell anybody, when a little dog gets that way and they're little dogs and they're trying to get that out and their stomach really hurts and they need medicine and they strain, they get a little bit of blood on the top of that Christmas tree. Little bit of blood in that last plop just because they're straining so hard. And I'm ripping the carpet out. No one can stop me. My wife can't stop me. If she fights me on this, it's divorce. I'm getting rid of it. It's out. It's at home floor store. Here we come. It is gone. I cannot live like this.
The fact that
but the contractor's going to kill you.
Just shitting all over your floor, ruining your carpet.
And I love him so much. I love him so much.
It's the most illogical thing you guys do because everything else is organized.
Do you want to know what I do now? Do you want to know what I do now? I shave his asshole with my beard shaver and I wipe his butt because if I don't, then he's just going to get a little diarrhea blood turd somewhere in the house. So I have to wipe his ass like an old man. Like I have a little old man that lives with me now. I shave his asshole and I wipe it.
This is
it's payback for anything I've ever done.
Imagine,
and he's my best friend. I love him so much.
Like
I'll have to take a day off when he dies.
What was the Daniel Day-Lewis's character from There Will Be Blood? Imagine telling a guy because
blood.
But imagine,
he's a West End bastard.
But those guys existed back then and lived with that attitude back then. If you told them 100 years in the future, because like in the 1920s, that shit was like people would be wiping their dog's ass.
No, I think about that all the time. Like here's something that
if you told
my day.
Pop-Up that, he'd be fucking dumbfounded. But he got modern day society. He saw the fucking.
He lived through it. Yeah.
He saw the commercials on TV. He knew.
There are certain things that happen to me as an obsessive compulsive person that will ruin my day. That if I told people, it'd drive them crazy. Like I had on Adidas joggers on. They're black, and I was eating cottage cheese, and a blob of cottage cheese got on my black joggers,
and it looked like jizz.
And it looked like jizz, but it was going to stay there the entire day. And I was like, "Well,
that's hard to get out.
This is ruined." No, the day that was like 8:15. That day was ruined. Ruined.
Well, it's not even about the OCD. It's more about the fact that you have a dog that is like older and you're having to do these extra things for it.
Oh, I love him so much.
A real man would never understand why you're doing that.
It's just a dog, yeah.
Well, it's just like to show how weak I am now. It's like you can't get over it. You got a blob of cottage cheese on your pants. You can't move on from that.
But it's weird that there are
Real men would
out-
walk around with dirt all over their pants all the time, right?
Well, current day real men have tiny
dogs,
pee-pee
Yes.
dogs, and they love it. Remember the old man that pulled the one out of that gator's mouth? When that
his best friend.
yeah. Like that guy was willing to get in the water with a gator.
He died for that little dog, yeah.
Although he knew he was stronger than the gator, and like he knew he wasn't risking his life.
He knew he was going to
My dad took Maggie everywhere he went, including he was trying to figure out a way to put her on the Harley, which is like animal abuse, But he took her, he'd put her in the SUV, and they'd load up, and he'd just
Did he try the Falcon hat?
No, that's funny. No, but they'd go everywhere. Like he was an old man with it. Like, this is Maggie, my dog.
Would he go above and beyond with the tree? Like, would he get
treats, multiple blankets, sprays?
Well, would
brushes.
he go into chemotherapy and all that?
Anything to keep her alive. Are you crazy?
All right.
Don't fuck with that dog, dude. Like anything, by any means necessary. And probably he thinks that I should do that now. And I'm willing to tell you, I love them both. I love Caesar the most because he's mine.
Yeah.
I love Maggie. It's the last thing I have from my parents, but I don't believe I have the connection. If she starts taking a nosedive, I don't know if I'm throwing $5,000 at it.
All right.
Now my dad would. I don't. But I do think the ghost of him. There's a part of me that thinks he would haunt me if I don't do it. There's a part of me that wants to be done with the piss and shit everywhere. Yeah. Even though I love them so much, they are my buddies. But
hard to take. It's logical. Where it's all right, they want you to pay, let's say $8,000 for chemotherapy treatments, and then it could extend the dog's life for 6 months. And
6 months,
or
man,
dogs don't live that long.
Months? Yeah.
But then there's that case where it's I don't want to this dog's suffering.
Then you're putting it to the treatment.
Here's what I don't want to happen, and this is harsh to say, but I'm going to say it. I am the type of person that will spend that kind of money to keep the dog alive, but here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want to spend $8,000 for 6 months and then get in the weeds here at work and then just be like, well, sorry, I can't spend as much time to validate the $8,000 that I spent on you. So I did it, and you're going to be alive for 6 months, but it's not going to matter as much, really, because I got shit to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like how much you hang out with your dog, though.
Right. I feel like if I spent $8,000, that I should take off 6 months and be like, this is us, man. You and I are traveling the world, best buddy. Right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to, this week has been a rough week. I don't want a week like that to happen and then be like, well, sorry, Caesar, because I got to be over here. I got shit to do.
It's like you find out you got level 3, you go see the Grand Canyon. You take some time off.
Yeah.
Which, again, I feel like maybe you should spend the last 6 months wanting to die, not realizing how great the world is.
You got a weird way of looking at it.
He's told me this before. I know he's going to go that way.
If you find out you have...
But he also has no fucking joy in his life.
No, he does. No, he does. His barometer of it is upside down.
So you want to do the Norm Macdonald,
it's like every color is a negative
just
to him.
fucking...
Well, not even
he
that.
definitely wouldn't tell anybody, but he also wouldn't do anything that's like bucket list type shit.
I've said this before
That's
about
kind of what my dad did.
Your last meal, it should be horrible. It should be doo-doo in glass. It shouldn't be goddamn lobster. You want to die. Like, if you're going to die, spend your last 6 months in prison
One last time, buddy. One last time.
Or anywhere that you're like, I want it to be over. Don't have this great, grandiose vacation where you're like,
oh shit, I wish I'd seen this years ago so I could come here every day.
Or just say, life is great. You want to...
You want to eat the fucking turd burger and be like,
Anyway, all right, Island Boys. So,
in
Miami.
Can you find? Yeah. That's the video.
Someone did post it in the
That's
semantics
so
group.
sad.
I saw it. Now, it wasn't sad to me, but it revealed an obvious that these. People that are internet famous or social media famous, that were their oddities or whatever, they don't have the ability to actually put on a show. That was never their thing, right?
No.
So, but the club owners, they'll hire them because they'll be like, hey, the Island Boys
the door sales will be fine.
That's all they want, right? They want people to go to take a... So they put a big crowd in this club, right? This is Miami Club or some shit. And then
Club Live or something like that.
And then they bring out the Island Boys.
I don't think I would boo them. I think I'd be upset if I were there. I'd be like, wait, give them a chance, please. Please stop your booing, you animal.
I don't think they booed them. They just stood
Most
there.
just watched, and it took camera.
You couldn't
selfies
hear a
and
lot of
stuff
the
like that.
boos in the video, but all the reports are saying that they were booed.
So
okay, you want to watch some Island Boys here?
Yeah, they brought them on stage and they start doing their Island Boys singing.
And I'm just trying to make it on my island boy. I put my vest on, yeah. Hey, I'm an island boy. I'm an island boy.
Everyone's singing with them.
Oh, boy. Said boy, better keep that going. I'm gonna do it while staring at the sun.
It must be.
Oh, man, this is where we're at now. Every day gets a little bit worse. We got
horrible.
1% worse.
We have the dumbest people in the world standing on stage while the dumbest people in the world boo them. Like, oh man, this is bad, and the disease is killing us.
You guys would go.
It's happening.
If they were local, would you go see them?
Yeah,
I'm not. I am
I would
not.
not pay for it.
I am not joking.
I'd go free if it were Dan Newland.
Yes,
Yeah.
same. I would, yeah.
I'm going to the Dan Newland show.
Are you going to the, what's the next one?
I'm going to the
Atkins,
Dan
isn't
Newland
it?
one just because I want to see his titties on the horse.
I'm not shitting you.
Pouring beer to his eyes.
I want to see the champagne in the
Can I say
eyes.
that? Can I say that?
I want to see him get turned up
No,
again.
on that commercial, he's sitting there with the horse. It's
Yeah,
like, ooh,
yeah, yeah.
your shirt's tight. I can see your titties. I see your horse
It's
titties.
Titty Friday.
You got horse titties, man.
Like, also, aren't you supposed to be in Florida? This is like,
Yeah, where are you?
Montana?
Where are you, Costa Rica? What are you doing in Costa Rica?
Yeah.
He's got land everywhere.
So, he's stinking rich. I was like, how'd you get so rich? Stinking rich.
Well, he gets a third of every one of those signs.
I'm running like a horse titties.
And but it's like when you're watching this, because you only consume the Island Boys in like 6 second TikToks. So then after you're like,
and it's just the one, though. It's just the one video. No one actually cares about anything else they posted on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's just that one freestyle.
yeah, and then everybody, it's not even a freestyle. They're
No,
just
it's
singing.
not. That's what they called it. Yeah.
And then everybody's just making fun of them. We're all
Exactly.
we're like, yes, me and Daniel, we're like, yes, we love it.
Yeah.
I'm
on that
More.
I'm gonna give it like
I suggested to Mo DeWitt because he always looks for like weird promotions.
and because you're a marketing genius.
I did say, I was like, hey, let's get
I'm gonna
the
give you some
Island
of the
Boys.
magic out of this bottle, baby.
Oh, my God. You suggested this?
I
Yeah,
said,
we're gonna get Island Boys and Kid Rock.
I said, Hard Rock, let's get a bunch of social media influencers.
We're gonna call it Kids and Boys live.
Oh, man.
People will go see
People will
that
be
shit.
there. Tom and Dan present Kids and Boys live.
But it's Kid Rock's doing his new shit.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna tell
Can't
me.
nobody tell me nothing. Mask. He should have just said mask 100 times.
So, and then Mo was like, oh, yeah. I think he just tells me, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's never doing it.
He's just going.
And then I'm like, but it will probably be horrible because it was same thing with what's his face, Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
When we wanted to hire him, I was like, it's like we laugh on Good Morning America or whatever he plays, but if he's actually on stage and he's doing a whole goddamn
It's real.
30-minute set,
It becomes real.
You got about 3 minutes of good stuff, and then it's gonna be bad.
Not even that.
bad.
After he comes, like, oh yeah, there he is, and then he starts playing, and like 1 minute in, you're like, oh.
I think you know what I think it is. There is a disconnect when we're watching it, like on the video, and when you're seeing it live. It's kind of the same way with pornography. Follow me with this. When you're watching like porno on the TV, you're like, this is great. I'm getting horny, whatever the fuck. But if you're at the fucking orgy, you're kind of like, oh, this is a lot going on. You know what I mean? Like it is a different experience. So you're watching these guys. There's zero substance. When you're watching them and it's just a video of it, you can sit there and kind of like almost grind the cringe a little bit, right? Or surf the cringe a little bit because it's like private. It's disconnected. It's not real.
It's like seeing the old man that can put his bottom lip over his nose
I like
at
that
Ripley's
guy.
Believe It or Not. You're like, look at that. And you saw him in real life, you'd be like, hey!
Also, I wonder if it'd be different if they weren't playing in Miami. Like if they played like in the Midwest or like somewhere where it's because they're like from South Florida, right? So the people that are from actually Miami are probably like, fuck these guys.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
I don't even know if
Because they're like trying to represent South Florida.
But I don't even think it's that. It's they are not. They can't even do anything.
No,
like,
they
like they're not doing a song. They're just doing their bit, and their bit is the Island Boy thing, and it's like 5 different verses, same shit. And
we're trying to analyze it, but it's really just low IQ, right?
Yeah.
Well,
the whole thing.
We live in a world you can get ultra famous on
nothing.
social media for nothing. And this has happened with like the Kim Kardashians of the world and stuff where you're just famous for being famous.
Yeah.
And so we knew a little bit about that. But when Kim Kardashian or Paris Hilton does an appearance,
You know who it did work for though was the Cash Me Outside girl.
Yeah.
She was successful. In both her rap career and she on OnlyFans, she got $1 million in
She's
like
got
6
more.
hours.
She's got more going for her though, because like
she can actually rap.
Yeah, when she rapped, I think you and I heard her for the first time together, and we were like,
Is it the one where she's
not
doing
for me,
the,
but she can do it.
yeah, it's not my
on
thing
the
either.
jet ski
but, like,
with the
yes,
yeah.
But you hear it, and I think Sam and I heard it, and we're like,
not bad.
It's not the thing I'm into.
Not the worst shit I've
but
ever heard.
Look at her go.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
and she sells out shows.
Yeah, she does. That's a good example.
It's either the club owners set these guys up for a trap, or these guys obviously. I mean, it would be easy just to get the DJ to remix the Island Boy song,
yes,
and then they play
and
it,
have them dance in VIP,
and then
that's it.
Because that's
appearance fee, not performance.
They're probably doing their own thing though. They don't have a guy behind the
Probably
scenes that
not.
knows what to do. Dude.
Are you going to be the agent?
I want to be the Island Boys.
What would you be called? Big Island Boy. You're the big kahuna.
Big Tommy Island. Tommy Bahama over here.
Tommy Bahama.
He's a colonel.
The problem is,
I'm a book you like an island boy. I'm a book you like an island boy.
I eventually leave my email open. They read it.
These guys are the dumbest.
There's no way they're going to open your
email open. Type into the Geese Guys Radio. I'll make up for it now.
I want to live that life. Either way.
You are living that life. You are one stupid haircut away.
Remember how we were talking about highs and lows in the middle? This is you.
One stupid. And me too, because I follow you to hell. That's I'll put my hair just like it, and here we go. Let's ride titty horses in
Your
Costa
hair
Rica.
would do that too, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, like the Island Boy?
Everything's got a price. How much for Island Boy hair? How much? For real?
How long do I have to wear it?
No,
like
just
that?
the day.
Just a week.
Just the day we
Just
shave it
the
off.
day.
Well, then I got to shave my head. So it's like,
Or no, you could cut it. You could cut it tight.
Yeah, okay. You gotta cut it, but I have to grow my hair out long, then
Right.
do that too.
No,
what is
Your
that?
hair grows fast as hell, though.
What we would do right now is we'd weave those in.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'd weave
Okay.
those in to
You get
save time.
extensions, yeah.
And we paid you black, like
that?
I would have paid you.
Black
and I would have paid
That's
you
more money.
I would have paid you black like Jimmy Kimmel Man Joe.
Oh no, Carl Malone.
It didn't really hurt him.
It did not.
It did.
I think
he's a
it got
likable
brought
guy.
up, but
He's a likable guy. He's one of the most powerful liberals. Hate him.
$4,800.
Wow, that's low. That is
hey, you
low.
guys, start that GoFundMe.
Cash. I don't want any record. Anyway, what's the next
Gotcha.
thing?
Tom can't spell.
No,
Tom's-
okay.
Oh no,
This is
Well, we
embarrassing.
know. Is that
fine. How's that topic?
I don't know. He just told me to write it down.
Well,
Okay, gosh, I got something to confess.
no,
I don't know
Guess
how to
what, buddy?
read.
I say, okay, listen.
Spoiler alert.
I say that, but I don't want to read, right? It's just, it's not, I'm guessing not up
What
to
do you think
par
your
to my
reading
age.
level is?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because
Oh,
I
no.
have an inkling based on some
Tommy and
reality.
Max have
We could
passed you,
probably
haven't
give
they?
you a
No,
test on the online that tells you what your reading level
Yeah,
is.
I don't want to do that.
Oh. You also don't want record of that.
I do not want to measure my penis.
That's what that's saying. I'm not going to show it to you.
I would rather swim with my shirt on.
But here is a little evidence to where it's close to. So for I would say at least a couple years now, when the boys are learning how to read, every once in a while,
Secretly, I've been brushing up, and
No.
I am now a fifth grade reader.
well, they'll take a bath, and then I'll go to the bath, and then on a
Do they bathe together?
yeah,
is like
they do
a-
everything together. Go into crazy,
God
sleep
damn.
together, bathe together.
weird.
They can't be alone. It's like Siamese twins. I don't think you can say that anymore. Anyway, so
Oh, my God.
and I sit in the bathtub, and then
You're in there too?
well,
Weird.
on the side.
The last couple shows, we get
need
to the
help.
end of the show, and Tom starts confessing. I don't know if you heard last week's show,
I
but we get to
know.
the end of the show, this shit goes sideways. I don't know what's happening.
I'm sitting on the
have
outside.
at least a bathing suit on.
boundaries in your home.
He gets real comfortable at the end of the show. He starts, hey guys, I'm real
I'm
gay.
bathing my sons, no bathing suit on.
I get the teak bench that I use to jack off on.
I'm leaving. No, guys, hey, it's been a good
I'm just telling you guys the truth. I'm just telling you how I feel.
It's your true core. Wait, what was it?
This is my
It's in my
truth.
core.
In my car.
How I feel in my core.
Anyway,
Oh, shit.
so I sit on that and I use a dry erase board, and then I bring
I'm
some.
going to teach myself.
And then
Dog.
and then we play this game where I write down words, and then they try to read them.
Are you
They're
playing
teaching
Hangman?
you to read from the back.
No, I'm doing it for them.
my God.
And then they read the word. If they read it, I give them a treat, like a pirate's booty or a
Pirate's booty.
While they're in the bath? You're feeding them in the bath? What the fuck are you doing over there?
a Cheez-It or a cheese ball. They love cheese balls.
In the bath? Cheese balls
I'm
in
gonna
the
get
bath.
cheese fingers in my tub.
It's like gummo.
Cheese balls in the bath.
And their hands are wet, so I do feed it to them. but that's not what I'm trying to talk about.
Bend over, wash your penis while I feed you a cheese ball. Wash your penis, I'll give you a cheese ball.
And then it helps them with their vocabulary words because they have like a set of. Usually, I use their
So they're only
vocabulary
going
words.
to be vocabary words and good if they're wet and in the tub.
Well, it's just it's a game that I
I
created.
can't take my spelling test unless I'm nude and you feed me cheese balls.
This is fucking weird, man.
No, it's a way for them to learn how to extra
You're treating your
learning.
kids like Pavlov's dog.
It's a game, a learning game.
Me and
Team No Kids
what's her
is
name?
looking
Maisie.
better and better.
Me and Maisie practice her archery while she's shitting.
Anyway, recently we've gotten to the point where
You ran out of words.
I cannot spell a word
Pneumonia.
that's even tough for my sons to figure out. Like I can't stump my sons
Dude,
with
bring a
words.
dictionary. Look up words.
Oh, you want to get cheese hands on the
That's
dictionary.
true.
No, I can but I have to use my phone to find the
that's fine.
vocabulary words. Is it fine?
So you can't,
Is it
he
fine?
can't
I
find the
got
words because he doesn't know how to spell them.
Guess what? That's
to
not the
look them
worst thing
up.
about what's going down right now. Fucking sending cheese balls to your kids in the bathtub.
I just was embarrassed of myself. I was like, I cannot think of words that stump my goddamn first and second grader like, in the bathtub. In fact, the hardest words I know how to spell, my sons are like, easy. Come out the harder one. God, pulling me.
He pushed you
I'm
down.
getting cold here. I'm naked. I'm getting cold, and I want some cheese balls, you idiot.
Tell me how I feel. All right, next one.
Sam versus Max and chess.
That was good.
So this is where now
I dipped out, man.
You left before they started playing
Yeah,
chess?
I dipped too early.
Okay, we were
yeah.
watching Sam play on Twitch.
No, I watched him for a while. I watched him break out of the music room of the studio
Yeah.
in the game, and they got that. And then around that time, I was putting Maisie to bed.
Now, you caught me at the perfect time because you did mention you were going to be broadcasting Twitch before you left that day. You're like, I better see you. And then totally forgot.
Yeah, well, she also posted
No,
on
just
Facebook.
kidding.
She always does that before she goes on the
Yeah, I don't look at any of that.
No, he doesn't pay attention to me.
But I was sitting
You
there.
don't get an update or
and my
a
wife.
notification?
No. I get so many, like everything. Like I know about Shiba. And so I'm sitting there. My wife takes a shower. Kids are asleep. And then I'm like, I'm just looking at my
Samantha.
no.
I
looked at the-
everybody's asleep. I can do what I want.
I wonder if Travis plays with her. If it's just
He's wearing an Orlando Magic jersey. It's
wow.
really tight on him.
I did notice that there was like, and I thought you may have done this on purpose.
Oh, of course.
Okay, is that with the?
Well, I don't know what the hell you're
I
saying.
know what he's going to say.
Well,
You're
I'm just
wearing a
saying-
low-cut shirt, so that's the reason why you're doing it on Twitch.
Get out of my fucking studio right now.
how
We don't
dare
talk
you.
to people like that.
How
Not
dare
here.
you.
Not
I
after what
can't wear
happened
a
this
tank
week.
top in my own home that has my podcast
I
name
only
on
say
it.
with Tom.
That's just very traditional and conservative. I apologize.
I was just like, I thought you were
If you're
doing it for the
okay,
Twitch.
if you're okay with his,
I
I'm
seen
just
Twitch.
saying what Tom's thinking.
I've seen gamers do this, and I was like, that's just smart marketing.
Well, she's not in a hot tub yet, so they're fine there.
I don't. Yeah, no, it's
Working on that.
It definitely. Look,
Get one of those
it's going to
soft
keep
sides.
you in there 5 to 10 seconds longer. I'll tell you that.
So I'm watching Samantha Travis, Samantha's husband, play this
It Takes
game.
Two.
And then, so in the game, they have like mini games, and then it gets to like one of the mini games is chess.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then where both players play chess, but you have to play a real game and finish it.
Yeah.
And then Samantha and Travis didn't know how to play chess.
No, he did. And I told him, I go, this is not fair because I've blocked it out from my childhood
Samantha had
PTSD
some
because
bad
my dad
experience.
taught me how to play chess when I was a kid and I haven't played since.
Oh, God.
And I try to forget everything about that.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, fuck, I don't remember how any of these.
Why would you?
Like, I don't remember how anything moves.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I'm like, I'm just wildly moving.
You're trying to drag and drop wherever.
Bishop, night.
Yeah.
It's like when you can't figure out any games, you just start
Travis
dragging
laughing at me
everything
crazy.
until it
Yeah.
stops.
100%.
Now hold on a second. It does work for Tekken. You can get in there, you can just hammer everything, and next thing you know, you're like, I've won 11 in a row.
And then I thought to myself, I was like, well, I taught my sons how to play chess, and they could play it. Now they still are beginners, but they know how to move all the pieces,
know the
and
rules of the
They
pieces.
know the rules,
Yeah.
and they know how to move everything. Now, anybody who knew how to play chess could beat them easily.
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, I was like, if Samantha just learned the rules, like where the pieces move, and played my son Max. If legitimately as hard as they can, I tell Max to play as hard as you can. Samantha, could Max beat Samantha just because Max has been playing chess for a couple weeks?
Am I allowed to still wear the same tank top?
Yeah, well, Max says that.
That'll only do that, Tommy.
Don't you say
nude eating cheese balls?
Don't you say that he gets really upset? Like, what if I do beat him? Like, I don't want to make your kid cry.
Oh, please. Samantha, be really mean and go in your face, little kid.
I'll tell a girl beat you. Go!
He's gonna toss the chessboard in my face.
All right. But I thought I was like, could. But then I was like, if you read the rules, just from being an adult, you'll beat my son, right?
Well, your decision
Oh,
making
now you're
is
talking
different.
yourself out of giving me $500?
Because I was going to make it a $500 challenge.
He made it a $500 bet in the Twitch chat.
I'll teach you chess. But you got to play online to make sure that when you guys are in check, you don't make accidental moves that are bad.
No, it'll be in the show.
But the problem is sometimes you won't even see it. Like if the two players don't know what they're doing, you'll be in check and you'll mess up and you'll make an illegal move.
Yeah, well, I guess
if you play it on a computer, then it'll make sure you don't do stuff like that.
That's some nerd shit.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't he's saying, actually,
I do. I know
make
this.
sure
I
we
like
play
chess.
it online. Like, really?
Yeah, but
I don't know how to play chess either. I never got into it. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's one of those games that is like.
I had a 7th grade teacher that if you could leave class if you beat him.
What?
Like he would give you automatic A.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a science and technology teacher. He was really cool. Like I could never beat him.
I have that with Maisie.
He was really good.
Well, when you make those proclamations, you
want to take a chance. Take a
no
chance
one's
to
gonna ever
beat
beat
him.
you.
Yeah, like Maisie and the pickle. It's the impossible task. If you eat a full pickle, I will buy you anything you want right now. Anything you want. Pony, airplane.
I tell my sons they can literally play Minecraft on YouTube and broadcast it and be on adult YouTube, whatever you want, if you figure out how to do it. Like, I know they'll never be able to do it. And so I'm like, if you figure it out yourself, you can do it.
So you look like a hero, too. Like, thanks, Dad.
I didn't do anything.
What's next?
Tom in the bathroom when SunTrust picked up.
Oh, yeah. She's so funny.
I could just imagine.
Why did you leave your phone, or did you forget you were on hold?
No, I just assumed.
He was on hold all morning.
I was on hold. Okay,
Is it SunTrust or is it Truist?
It's SunTrust, and our bank account is empty. We don't know why. We'll figure it out.
It's just I couldn't get locked out of the account, so they make you call this number to get back in, and the goddamn wait times. I'm sure it's because job is the most
crossing
horrible.
over. BB&T and SunTrust are merging to make Truist. So that's why.
I hate the name.
They tell me that, and I'm like,
That's the reason why you're running into a problem. Yeah.
Every bank I've ever been to has never been that bank. It's like as I'm standing in line, they're
Wachovia.
like,
First Union becomes
Bank
Wachovia.
of America is becoming JBBB Bank, and I don't care what the fuck you are.
And I just assumed I was on hold for half an hour. I can go take a pee-pee and then
Well,
come
the
back.
first time you were on for like an hour, you were on hold. Then they hung up on you.
Yes.
Then you
Oh, I
called
hate
back.
that the
He did
most.
it all over again.
And so Samantha, I was bitching to Samantha about this whole process. So then when I was in there trying to grunt out a pee-pee.
My God,
because,
it makes me feel better because I'm on pills that I went in there earlier during the show and I was like, I'm gonna have to ask them to play a song because this isn't coming out.
Then the lady comes back and they're like, hello, and then Sam heard.
It's just me in there.
She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. My boss is he'll be right here.
I'm like, it's his account. He just had to run to the bathroom real quick. I totally narked
And
on
then
you.
I was like going,
when you
I'm
can't,
making noises because I love to fuck things up.
Yeah.
when you can't pee-pee, trying your hardest
I
doesn't
think
make a difference.
I know earlier in the show you did make the statement that you can't get startled. You seemed very startled when I
Yeah.
handed you your own phone. Coming out
What are you doing here? Come on in. Come on in.
Well, I thought
And I was like,
Private time,
SunTrust is
private
here.
time.
I was like, oh, she's doing it too.
Revenge.
I didn't even think about that. Then I picked up your phone.
And I'll be
If you'd have took a picture, that would have been the best.
Sam, it's the first thing I thought of. Why do you think I was laughing so hard?
I'm startled because I'll be in court for those text messages. With big shoulder pads. And then the court stenographer's reading them. And then I'm like, oh my God, the old lady's saying pussy.
I needed that laugh.
Read that back, please.
I did not even think about it.
I needed that laugh so bad. Oh my God.
Well,
let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's damn near 3 hours.
Yeah, we didn't get to the 3 hour mark.
Yeah, well, we tried. Hey, guys, thanks so much for listening. We certainly do appreciate it. If you're not a BDM, sign up to be a BDM at tomanddan.com. Don't forget that we do our show, Orlando's Strongest Stream, live from the Streamline Studios. It's an excellent tie-in. We do it every Monday through Friday. The studio normally starts around 10:30 or so in the morning, and we broadcast right around until 3. And if you could join our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, we'd love for you to do that. Also, find, subscribe, and hit that alert button on YouTube. Also, Tom and Dan Live.
All right, everybody. We appreciate it. All the BDMs. We appreciate you guys. If you want to become a BDM, sign up at tomanddan.com. But from here on out, we will tell you the truth. All BDMs will get told the truth, and that's it. Even till the last day, when we tell you this is why it failed. And then that'll be the last show. We will tell you.
Turns out it was cheese balls in the bathtub the whole time.
All right, bye-bye.
Wait a minute, I can't publish that. It's mediocre.